No changes in tariff rates yet. One of the most controversial Trump nominees wins confirmation. The vote was 52-48 in the Senate for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead Health and Human Services.
The Kennedy nomination was on the ropes a few weeks ago. Several GOP senators opposed him privately, but the White House worked to persuade Republicans to support Kennedy. Democrats opposed RFK Jr. because of his positions on vaccines. They also doubted his knowledge of Medicare and Medicaid when asked about the programs during his confirmation hearing.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. In the end, former Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell was the only Republican to vote against Kennedy. A car-ramming attack in Munich, injuring 30 people, not far from the site of a high-level global conference.
The city of Munich is already under high security because of the three-day Munich Security Conference, which begins tomorrow. And this all took place just about 1 mile from the venue of that event. Among the attendees is Vice President J.D. Vance, who touched down in Munich earlier today. Police are still looking for a motive in this incident today. They say they do not believe that the incident is connected to that conference.
Fox's Alex Hogan, the 24-year-old suspect, is in custody. An asylum seeker from Afghanistan who was previously known to police, accused of driving his car into a crowd at a union demonstration. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
His days as an attorney are probably behind him. Cloudy and 25 degrees downtown. You do have a clear radar, low of about 13 tonight. Going to be a cold one. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. A Marion County public defender has been indicted for child sex crimes. Ryan Hedrick reports.
IMPD started looking into a Discord chat between Zaman2 and an unnamed user, later finding 2 more chats with 15-year-olds about sex. Police say Guillermo Yanez was behind the messages, and his ex-girlfriend tipped them off on the cyber tip line. Yanez became an attorney last October. He's accused of committing some of the crimes around that time. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A man on a bike was hit and killed on the south side this morning, says IMPD. Officers had responded at the intersection of Raymond and Shelby Streets around 7. That's where they found the man who was hit. The driver stayed at the scene to cooperate with officers and said he did not mean to hit the man. A bill that's been introduced this legislative session would abolish the state's death penalty, and it has the backing of religious leaders like Indianapolis Archbishop Charles Thompson.
We believe that the death penalty denies the ability for someone to have a reformation or a conversion of heart or to be transformed.
Thompson talking with Wish TV. The bill was filed by State Rep Robert Morris of Fort Wayne. That's where Joseph Corcoran murdered 4 people back in 1997. And if you remember last year, he was given the death penalty for those crimes. And if something's weighing on your mental health, you're not alone.
It's okay not to be okay, that going and talking to somebody or getting resources it doesn't make you weak.
Chief Operating Officer of Mental Health America Indiana, Stephanie Anderson, says that she's fighting to get all the mental health funding she can from state leaders. She has said that changes in the state's budget could mean less money going toward mental health in the Hoosier State. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
The traffic in the 5s at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Air.
Good afternoon, Harrison. Looking at southbound 65 on the northwest side. That is a stall on the right shoulder. West 86th Street, backed up to the dog leg. Traffic sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Cloudy and chilly today. It will also be a bit breezy. Could see these winds gusting 20, 25 miles per hour. Highs will be in the upper 20s, but feels like temperatures will be into the teens. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We'll go straight to the hotline and bring on Senator Jim Banks. Senator, I know you must be under a tremendous amount of pressure with the confirmation hearings. Newly elected, you are traveling, I understand that. But I also understand that you are outnumbered in terms of gender in the Banks family, and there's a big holiday coming up tomorrow, and I'm wondering if you got your ducks in a row.
Don't tell my wife. I haven't even thought about it. I mean, it just occurred to me that today is February 13th, and
oh no,
this is why I call into your show for important reminders like that.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you. I'm warning you right now. You are outnumbered. Was I correct?
Yes. I am outnumbered. I have 3 daughters, and I do have a German short-haired pointer named Marshall who keeps me company. It's my hunting dog. But I'm on my way to the airport right now. I fly into Indianapolis and then drive up to my hometown, Columbia City, from there. So maybe I'll stop at somewhere along the road and pick up a
CVS or Walgreens is usually my MO. Like when I'll be on my way home tonight, it's Kroger or CVS.
You guys are classy. I go to the gas station.
But my Valentine's Day gift to all of your listeners is we just voted to confirm RFK Jr. to be the new Secretary of Health and Human Services. And really, this Make America Healthy Again agenda is something I found women all over the state of Indiana. The Maha moms all over Indiana are really excited about this agenda, what it means for our kids. I didn't know this. Maybe you guys knew this, but 70% of kids in America today are obese or overweight. And there's something really wrong going on in our country that we have to fix. And that's the big news coming out of Washington, D.C. today is getting that done. He just got sworn in at the White House by a Supreme Court justice in the Oval Office with President Trump. And I know he's going to hit the ground running and do good things.
Senator, it seemed like it was a lot easier than what people thought originally, because we kept hearing all of these folks that were, yelling and complaining, not only about RFK, but Tulsi Gabbard as well. But ultimately, without much, fanfare, really, those confirmations went pretty smooth.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, I had a reporter catch me in the hallway and ask me about that today. Like, how did we go from it looking rocky to being pretty smooth? And I actually look at it a different way. I think these nominations were inevitable. They were all going to pass. The support that President Trump has, that his nominees, all of them have, is real. The movement behind them. I served with Tulsi Gabbard in the House. She's well qualified for the DNI, the intelligence post. And this movement behind RFK Jr. is real. I mean, people who are not Republican or Democrat who support that movement, and that's why it went so smoothly. And then on top of that, President Trump is more popular today than he has ever been. I mean, not just this time around, but ever. And that says a lot too about where we are and why there's so much support behind his nominees. And no president in American history has been more popular than President Trump is right now in his second term. So the American people want us to get this done. Give President Trump his nominees, get him on the job, and get things done, and that's exactly what's happening.
One more thing, I think you're on the committee looking at the NIH nomination. Jay Bhattacharya, is that?
Yes.
I'm pronouncing his name correctly, right? And I go back to the days of COVID.
Exactly right.
The great, the Barrington Declaration, and can you just talk briefly about that? Who he is, and he'd be taking over this. Boy, Francis Collins was just such a. I don't know. He was a snake. He kind of was an affable, likable guy, but boy, This is something you're excited about. Can you just talk about that nomination? And I know you're on the committee as well.
Yeah, Dr. Bhattacharya is a hero. He was one of the only guys not during the lockdowns, but before the lockdowns, as the lockdowns started, he was one of these guys that was out there saying lockdowns are unhealthy, they're bad for our kids, they're bad for society, it won't accomplish anything. In fact, it'll be bad for America. And instead of all of his medical credentials being respected, respect the science, all that stuff, he was canceled.
Yes.
He was canceled by the institutions that he worked for, and this is great. This is the guy that President Trump picks to lead the National Institute of Health that does a lot of research, and I'm excited about that pick. I met with him in my office this week. Always remember, though, that Dr. Fauci reported to Francis Collins. So
yes,
while Fauci was at the tip of the spear of everything that was wrong about the pandemic and how it was handled in this country, Francis Collins was his boss, and so replacing Francis Collins with Dr. Bhattacharya is symbolic of what President Trump is all about, and how we're going to fix these institutions, clean them up, make them transparent, get them back focused on what they're supposed to do, which is research cures and invest in innovation and healthcare and things like that, instead of all the stuff that they were a part of during the Biden years.
Chatting with Senator Jim Banks, joining us here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Senator, let's bring it back a little closer to home here in our backyard. Earlier today, the Attorney General of Indiana put out a statement saying that moving forward, schools and police departments must fully cooperate with federal immigration policies. I know on your social media, you've been pretty critical of the IMPD and some of the statements that they've put out. Have you had a chance to speak with anybody, the chief or maybe the FOP president, in regards to that?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out, but yes, I spoke with the chief. He actually came to my office last week, and we had a meeting about his statement and clarifying his statements. And I think at the end of the day, this is really simple. This is a collaborative approach. ICE at the federal level, state law enforcement. Governor Braun signed an important executive order telling state police to cooperate with ICE, and then at the local level. And when the IMPD police chief and when the mayor of Indianapolis says we're not going to cooperate with ICE, that's forecasting that you will become a sanctuary city. And I met with Tom Homan this week, the director of ICE, who says that they will crack down on those sanctuary cities and mayors or anyone that stands in their way of doing what they have to do to deport violent criminals off our streets. That's what's most important. So we got to back up ICE and stand with them, and there's no excuse for not doing that.
Can I just make an observation about Mr. Homan? It doesn't seem like he's a man that puts up with a lot of crap, and I know it maybe sounds facetious when I say that, but I'm being totally dead serious. Is that the vibe you pick up from him?
I asked him this week. We had lunch with him, and I told him about the statements of the police chief in Indianapolis, and he said, fine, if you're going to stand in our way, if you're going to stand in the way of ICE from doing our job, we will arrest you. And that's his message to if you block the efforts of ICE to do their job, to get illegal criminals off of our street. I'm not saying the police chief of Indianapolis said that he didn't say he left a lot of his statement left a lot of room for interpretation. I wish he would just come out and say we're going to do everything that we can to support ICE. And by the way, I call on Mayor Hogsett, who's like all the time, he's completely silent. I mean, where is this guy?
Well, we've been asking that for a long time, Senator.
Asking that since May of 2020.
Mayor, and tell us what you're going to do to back up ICE to get criminals off the streets of Indianapolis who are here illegally. He has a duty to do that. So the police chief works for the mayor. I want to hear the mayor stand before the cameras and say, we support the efforts of ICE to get criminals off of our streets to make Indianapolis safer. That's what the good people of Indianapolis deserve. Unfortunately, you have a mayor who is completely silent on this subject.
And the prosecutor as well.
Yeah, prosecutor. Those are two birds of a feather. Senator, last thing here before we let you go. I know you got to run, but speaking of people with a low tolerance for things, seems like Donald Trump is running out of patience with Hamas. Take me through your thoughts on what you're seeing foreign policy-wise with Donald Trump right now.
Yeah, the deal is for Hamas to release the Israeli hostages. If they don't do it, he said there's hell to pay. Somebody asked today, what does that mean? That means there's hell to pay. We're going to kill you and you're going to go to hell. Yeah. I mean, that's what it means. If you don't release the hostages, we're going to come after you. So President Trump is a man of his word. He's a man of action. Do what you stick with the deal that you signed on to, and release these hostages. I met with some of the hostage families this week in my office in Washington, D.C. I mean, these are powerful stories. They're emotional. It's emotional to hear from these families. Some of the people I met with today were actually, one of them was a hostage who was released. Her boyfriend is still a hostage. I met with a brother who was with his brother when he was captured and taken hostage by Hamas. I mean, these are emotional stories, and the deal is for them to be released. If they're not released, we're going to go after them, and that's how President Trump operates. And that's, to me, that's at the end of the day, that's peace through strength. That's projecting American strength. Keep up your end of the bargain, or there's hell to pay.
Senator Jim Banks from the great state of Indiana. Senator, we always appreciate your time. Have a safe trip back home, and we'll talk again here in a couple weeks.
Have a good day.
Thank you. All right. Matt Baer, what's going on?
Stall cleared on the northwest side, southbound 65 at 86th Street. Still stop-and-go traffic back to the dogleg, 865. And a crash just as College Avenue, south of 38th Street. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Get matched to your perfect bed and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, they'll match it. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
If you would like to respond to anything you heard Senator Banks say, you can jump in the YouTube chat. You can send us a tweet, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram. Just look for Hammer and Nigel. The YouTube stream is WIBC's channel. Coming up here in less than an hour, the Attorney General from Indiana, Todd Rokita, will join us in studio. Again, big announcement earlier today that there will now be some penalties for those schools or police departments that choose not to cooperate with federal immigration policies. So we got a lot to get to. Rob Kendall's going to go off the rails on property taxes later on. It's 25 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
No two retirement plans are the same, and that's good. We probably don't see our golden years unfolding the same way. We do need the right team to help guide us there. Matt Baer here. Hi. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth offer guidance on a variety of financial objectives like retirement and include ways to earn higher potential returns while alleviating any tax concerns. Call and schedule your complimentary consultation, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth believes in diversified portfolios focusing on capital preservation, growth, and low-cost investment options. They will help you develop a tailor-made, customized plan that meets your values. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five. Yeah.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Oh, up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Yeah, pretty much the only place my wife and I have done any furniture shopping over the past few years is Thompson Furniture and Mattress down in Columbus. And right now, they have an incredible Indiana-made Smith Brothers of Bern factory authorized sale going on. 50% off. These are the best quality sofas, sectionals, recliners in the business. Made in Bern, Indiana with a lifetime warranty. And this sale ends Monday, March 3rd. And don't forget about free delivery from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office. 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It was very nice of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to send you and I some Valentine's Day presents. Right. Some presents, some greetings, some gifts.
That's a Valentine I can get behind right there. We're closing in on 100 days until the Indy 500.
That's crazy.
Right? I think we're just over 100 right now, but man, it's right around the corner, about 100 days away. And they sent us these little commemorative bottles of milk, like the winners kind of would drink.
It does say do not drink on it. I think it's more of a display
right.
Beverage.
And our dumbasses had to look around for like 20 minutes to figure out if we could drink the milk.
Yeah, I know.
And then on the top, like if you tip it over, do not drink in really big letters. So, no, that was awesome. Again, never too early to start getting fired up for the Indy 500. I know they rolled out the Snake Pit lineup the other day. And listen, I don't care if you're into techno music or not. Adding that to race day has been such a big boom to the Motor Speedway. Because you get young folks now that are coming through the gates. And the last time Doug Bowles was here, we asked him, you know, you've been doing this for a while now. Are you starting to see folks that were really young that used to go to the Snake Pit, but now they come back to watch the race? And he said, yes.
Crazy. Interesting.
Right.
That's, I mean, generational.
You get them into the culture, you know, inside the track, and they're like, okay, maybe I do like seeing these 33 cars doing 230 miles per hour.
And then let's raise a glass to Doug Bowles.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best guys ever, president of the IMS. Just got a big promotion I don't know if it's a promotion or an additional, some additional duties within the genre of his sport.
So in addition to running the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as the president, he's now the president of the entire IndyCar series, which is great. Because right now, man, there's a lot of momentum with the series. Like Fox has picked up the broadcast rights.
I saw the Super Bowl commercials.
I love they're promoting the drivers. They're creating stars out of some of the talent.
Who was it that they were promoting? Pato.
Oh, Pato Award had a commercial.
Like
Alex Palou. And Joseph Newgarden. Yeah. All three of those guys had commercials.
They better get Newgarden out there. Good Lord, 2 in a row?
Right. So Fox has been doing a great job promoting it. And now if Doug Bowles can get some of these other markets, you know, on the IndyCar series excited about the race coming to town, create a little interest, There's no doubt in my mind he can do that.
And St. Pete is the first
yes.
IndyCar race. When is that? Is that soon?
It's coming up here, I think maybe
in
a
couple weeks.
Yeah. So it's usually Daytona, which is first this weekend for NASCAR. Then it's a couple weeks after that, the streets of St. Pete.
I've always wanted to see St. Pete. I heard that's beautiful.
It looks like a really cool race. I've only watched it on television, but yeah, they race by the water. And congratulations to Doug Bowles, by the way, friend of the show, good dude, and thank you to the folks at the Motor Speedway. Now, speaking of Valentine's Day, maybe you're like Senator Jim Banks and you don't have anything lined up yet. Relax. We've got something for you. If you don't have dinner plans, take a listen to this.
This Valentine's Day, make it a romantic date she'll never forget. You don't need roses or chocolates or jewelry. This year, show her how much you love her by making reservations at Waffle House.
Yeah!
Yes, it's an evening she will never forget.
What are you thinking?
Warning, you should probably not make reservations at Waffle House unless you're intending to break up. Reservations for Valentine's only at participating Waffle House locations. Waffle House.
I'll go to Waffle House.
Yeah, I was going to say, screw that. Who cares where you go? Just make it an event. It's an emotional bond between you and your loved one.
The coupon lady and I went to White Castle one year.
That's right. Was that the limo?
Took the limo to the White Castle. They had the table set candlelight dinner.
That's
and
incredible.
Sliders and fries and onion chips, baby. Nothing says love like that.
Boy, that bathroom smelled delicious, I bet, after Valentine's Day. A post-Valentine's Day bathroom after White Castle. Woo!
As if you needed more onions. Getting the onion chips, that's almost just like insulting, right? Like,
I know.
They don't make toothbrush and toothpaste strong enough to get that taste of onion out of your mouth there after a while.
So good.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
So we'll get the bad news over with first. Katie and Chris's marriage in Perry Township was ending. They were both ready to sell their house and move forward ASAP, understandably so. That's when they heard about Mark Dietel, real estate expert on our show. He's dealt with every kind of situation, and he made the sale happen fast and easy. Sold for more than they anticipated in 24 hours.
You have a lot of options in the real estate game, but here's what separates Mark Dietel from the competition. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and mutually agreed upon deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. This is what makes Mark Dietel the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Call him today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
The Ford 70th Annual Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show, February 14th through 16th and 19th through 23rd at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Celebrating 70 years of the great outdoors. Over 750,000 square feet of the latest boats, RVs, power sports, motorcycles, Tackletown USA, travel destinations, and much more. Don't miss the 27th Annual Indiana Deer, Turkey, and Waterfowl Expo during the final 3 days of the sports show. One ticket gets you into both shows. Visit IndySportsShow.com. Another Renfro production. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He says he didn't mean to do it. It's cloudy and 25 degrees on the circle. Your radar's clear. Low tonight down to 13. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:30. A man on a bike was hit and killed on the south side of Indianapolis this morning. Jake McDaniel reports.
Indy Metro officers and firefighters arrived at the intersection of Raymond and Shelby Streets after 7 o'clock, where they found a man who was hit by a car after he was just riding his bike. He did not survive at the scene. Officers say the driver stayed at the scene, and they did not mean to hit the man. The driver was taken to a hospital to get blood drawn, which is standard in these cases, and they seemed okay. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A public defender in Marion County has been indicted on charges of child sex crimes. IMPD says they found a Discord conversation between an account under the name Zaman2, which apparently had a couple of online chats going with some 15-year-olds that involved some sexual content. Guillermo Yanez, who was associated with that account, pardon me. He became an attorney last year and was the one running that account. His ex-girlfriend is who reached out to police. The Senate has confirmed Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be the next Secretary of Health and Human Services.
The Kennedy nomination was on the ropes a few weeks ago. Several GOP senators opposed him privately, but the White House worked to persuade Republicans to support Kennedy. Democrats opposed RFK Jr. because of his positions on vaccines. They also doubted his knowledge of Medicare and Medicaid when asked about the programs during his confirmation hearing.
Fox's Chad Pergro reporting. An IU business economics professor has doubts about President Trump's new tariffs. IU Kelley School of Business professor Dr. Andres Houskrecht says they will lower interest rates even more, or quite the contrary.
Because what we all anticipate is that the current tariffs will increase prices and make it basically impossible for the Fed to decrease interest rates.
He tells Wish TV the Fed basically won't have an option. If you're in northern Indiana, you saw some snow Wednesday. Jim Anderson with the National Weather Service says another system's on the way, bringing some more precipitation.
We'll see some snowfall from that Friday evening into early Saturday morning, and then we'll start to see that transition to a more of a wintry mix on Saturday morning.
Anderson says those of you who live up north will deal with some blowing and drifting snow today because of some winds. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:32.
AAA not only is the best at helping you out with flat tires, roadside assistance, replacing my dead batteries at work, but they can also plan some amazing vacations. And with all this snow and ice, I'm ready for a trip to Universal Studios with the family in Florida. You know what I mean? No matter where you're headed, AAA can help you get the best price on your next vacation at the AAA Travel Expo. Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel.
It's free. You don't even have to be a AAA member to attend. Although members love additional benefits like 24/7, 365 roadside assistance. So save the date right now for the AAA Travel Expo 2025, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel. Find your dream vacation at Indiana's favorite travel show. Bring a friend and enjoy the day. Get more information and pre-register for your chance to win a $500 AAA travel voucher at AAA.com/expo.
With traffic at 3:33, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, that's a crash downtown, eastbound 70 West, blocking the left lane. Stop and go traffic back to Harding Street. Crash College Avenue south of 38th, and that's at Watson. Southbound 65, stop and go from 21st to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road north at Shadeland or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday evening, skies will start clearing out, and that's going to cool us down here. And Indy will likely drop to about 10 degrees. Could be even colder outside. And, of course, wind chills could be near zero in some northern locations. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, well, this is the part of the show where Hammer likes to read off name by name the list of legislators who screwed you on property tax, the initial bill, SB 1. They gutted the thing.
They did.
And
they're screwing with it more right now, and we'll get into that here in just a moment. But first, I think it's important that everybody remember these names. Travis Holdman,
Scott Baldwin, Brian Buchanan, Chris Garton, Mike Gaskell, Tyler Johnson, Ryan Mishler, Rick Niemeyer, Linda Rogers, Kyle Walker. If one of them is your senator, then you need to contact them and raise hell.
What did they do?
They decided that people like us, folks that are under the age of 65, basically get zero help in terms of property tax. No relief whatsoever. None. And this was Senate Bill 1, the single most important piece of legislation from the Indiana election this past year. This was the signature piece from Governor Braun, Lieutenant Governor Beckwith, and that list of people, those weasels screwed you over. Now, here's the update. I made the mistake of following Rob Kendall on Twitter, so bear with me. They decided to take a little look at it today. So maybe we had false hope, right? Oh, perhaps our calls, perhaps our letter writing, our emails, perhaps it's working. So Senator Young put an amendment on the table that would stop mega corporations from buying up properties, thus raising your taxes, and the Republicans voted no on it. So that didn't work. Republicans voted to protect big corporations and their buddies that are destroying your neighborhoods. So let's move on here. The Young amendment related to restraining local government debt and spending also fails. Pretty much all the Republicans voted no. Again, this is from Rob's Twitter feed, who's listening to this in real time. Senator Young telling Senate Republicans they are taxing unrealized gains with current tax system, and that's the exact same thing that they criticized Kamala Harris for and called her a socialist for.
So your neighbor down the street sold his house for a bunch of money, and you have no intention of selling your house or going anywhere ever, but your assessment goes up. Therefore, your property taxes, your assessment value goes up, your property tax value goes up, and you're paying a lot more for taxes. And you know, all the craziness of COVID didn't help either.
Right.
And all I wanted, boy, the thing that Braun's bill did was, you know, going back to 2021. Let's go back to those. Let's start there.
And that's fair. That's fair. It's not enough for some folks,
Not
maybe
enough
like
for
us,
some.
but it provides a little relief. But that's not good enough. And one more thing here, based off of what's happened today. Again, Senator Mike Young put an amendment out there to get rid of property taxes until you profit off of your home in a sale, and that failed as well. So all the amendments that Senator Mike Young tried to put on the table here, maybe they were a little far-fetched, maybe not, but he's trying, and every single Republican gave it 2 middle fingers and a no vote. Again, this is what these people think about you. This is it. So when we say contact your senator, please do so. And if you don't know how to do it, it's real simple. Just go into Google, type in, "Who is my Indiana senator?" It's going to bring up a link called Find Your Legislator, and then fill out your information, and it will bring up all the people that represent you based off of your address. There'll be a phone number. There's probably an email. Do what you got to do, because these people hate you. They are screwing you left and right. And stop donating. Don't go to any more of these breakfasts. If they come to any one of your St. Patrick's Day parades or any one of your Easter parades, if you see them anywhere, let them know you are done donating. You're not supporting anymore. And I don't care if it's a green-haired liberal Democrat on the other side of the aisle. At least you know what you're going to get out of that person. If both people are going to screw you, at least you know the Democrat one's coming. And there's really not a whole lot of difference between the people I just rattled off and a Democrat anyway. Nigel, we may have a little lefty-on-lefty feud here, speaking about the Dems. James Briggs and Jesse Brown of the City County Council.
Well, James Briggs, an opinion writer for the Indy Star, left-leaning. I think the headline was... Oh, I don't have it right here in front of me, but basically Jesse Brown, who was kicked out of the Democrat caucus. Oh, here it is. Democrats booted Jesse Brown because he's a terrible coworker.
Okay, so Jesse Brown is the socialist Democrat on the council.
Yeah.
We had him in here a couple days ago because they
just
kicked
showed
him
up.
out of they kicked him out of their Democrat caucus. And again, I am not a socialist. I probably would not vote for Jesse Brown if he lived in my community, but those people did. They voted for him to represent them, and the Good Time Party boys like Vop Bosley and everybody else over at the council said, "You're not one of the cool kids. You can't sit at the cool table. Why don't you just get out of here?" Which I think kind of stinks.
The point of Briggs's article, I think, was to say that, like, look, this guy Jesse was raising hell in the caucus and was being an agitator and kind of a jerk. And as he put in the headline, I'm not going to sit here and read and explain the whole thing. You can read it if you want, if you can get past the paywall. But again, the headline was, Indy Council Democrats booted Jesse Brown because he's a terrible coworker. And then Jesse basically said, look, I'm not here to make friends.
Right.
I think his response on Twitter was, there was a few thousand people that voted for me to be their city county councilor and only 13 that didn't.
Right. That's what they were looking for.
Now, I don't look. This article, Briggs goes on to make a list of things that I would be kind of annoyed with too. Jesse Brown is very over the top with Israel, Hamas, the war in Gaza, the protests, things like that.
But I don't see Hakeem Jeffries kicking Ilhan Omar out of Congress. I mean, she's a lunatic. I don't see Hakeem Jeffries kicking AOC, fellow socialist, out of Congress. She's a lunatic.
They didn't kick him out of the city county council. They kicked him out of like the private meetings behind the scenes.
Right.
I know what you're saying though.
This whole thing reeks of Briggs getting some inside information, and I'm willing to bet it's from the people that kicked out Jesse. Because unless Briggs has been at every single council meeting and is speaking from the heart here, who provided him with that information? I'm willing to bet it's got 3 letters, VOP, Vop Bosley.
Uh-oh.
I'm telling you right now, he got inside info. This was a coordinated hit piece. I can't believe they've put me in a position to defend the socialist here. But this whole thing just reeks of, hey, we need you to make it look like he was really deserving of being kicked off. And maybe he was, but since when is politics, everybody has to get along. Last time I checked, I thought it was pretty outspoken, right? That's the whole point. That's what these people in the area that Jesse serves wanted. They wanted that bull in a china shop.
2 words, cage match.
Let's go. Let's go. WrestleMania is coming up in April, and I feel like James Briggs versus
Incredible.
Jesse Brown.
I would pay to see that.
Yeah. Oh, man, that would be good. That would be real good.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
If you need a reason to drink tonight, Nige, Jerry Springer would have been 81. Now, he passed away a couple years ago, back in 2023. Jerry Springer, former mayor of Cincinnati, may or may not have wrote a check to a hooker, which was his political downfall. But when you look at that daytime TV show, okay, Jerry Springer show, Jerry. If you're doing a March Madness style bracket of daytime syndicated talk shows, okay, is Springer number 1? Is he over Oprah?
I think they're the same. Are they the same genre of talk show?
Well, I mean, they do things differently.
I
don't know if Oprah ever had Nazi midget hookers, but they were syndicated daytime shows with a studio audience.
And then I'm familiar with the first thing I was exposed to when I was a kid was Morton Downey Jr., right?
Oh, yeah. Mort was crazy. You could go back to Phil Donahue. He had a daytime talk show that was really successful. Ricky Lake. Like, I hate it. Let me make this perfectly clear. But The View is still around.
Man, they've been around for a long time.
Right. So, March Madness style bracket. And you're seeding it out. The number 1 seed, I say, goes to Jerry Springer.
I hate agreeing with you. I, in most cases, don't agree with you, but Springer is one that I can get down with.
Like when Oprah walks into a room, nobody goes, Oprah, Oprah, Oprah.
No, they do that with Jerry Springer, or they did it with Jerry
If they
Springer.
do it with Oprah, is because she's giving away cars to everybody in her audience.
They do it to Jerry because he had a great show where somebody got punched. So, yeah, let us know at Hammer and Nigel if you're seeding a bracket of just daytime talk shows, okay? Not the nighttime ones, daytime talk shows. Who's the number one seed? At Hammer and Nigel.
It's a scary prospect, but it's real. The Social Security Trust Fund is expected to run out of money in less than 10 years. It's a real possibility, and according to financial publication Barron's, the average couple could even be losing over $16,000 every year in Social Security income. You multiply that by 10 or 20 years, it easily adds up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why it's critical. You got to have the right strategy for filing when you file for Social Security.
So if you've saved more than $200,000, but you have not yet filed for Social Security, relax. Bill Demery, your retirement guy, he's got your back. You can schedule a free analysis by simply calling Bill Demery at 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy, 317-648-5120.
Jewelry Gram, it's your friends at Shane Company here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart, like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural rubies, colorful sapphires, and natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty and everyday competitive prices. Come visit us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The deals and specials are sizzling hot. It's the Central Indiana Gun and Knife Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Madison County Fairgrounds in Alexandria. The best dealers in the region. Hundreds of tables. Just $6 for adults. Kids 12 and under get in free. Must be 18 or accompanied by an adult. Buy, sell, trade. This Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Madison County Fairgrounds in Alexandria. For more info, visit centralindianagunshows.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
IT professionals, don't choose the wrong recycler. Choose technology recyclers for complete guaranteed data destruction. Why put your data at risk? You work too hard to experience a data loss by selecting the wrong recycler. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Discussing end-of-life matters can be uncomfortable, but it's also necessary to ensure that loved ones' wishes are well known ahead of time. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. Up next, I'll share suggestions to help ease anxiety surrounding the talk.
Cardon and Associates offers the finest senior living options tailored to your loved one's needs. Reservations are now being accepted for new apartments at Copper Trace in Westfield. Visit cardon.com.
Direct, open, and honest conversation is the best way to discuss end-of-life wishes. Knowing your loved one's preferred treatments and desired arrangements will ready everyone for when the time comes. Also helpful, creating a will or trust to ensure assets are distributed accordingly. And consider an end-of-life doula to assist your family during the process. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access the library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Okay, Matt Bear, what's up?
Downtown, eastbound is 70 West Street crash blocking the left lane, stopping us back to Belmont for a 6-minute delay. Inbound 65 now stop and go after 29th at 2 Meridian Penn, 4-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up here in just about 15 minutes,
right after 4 o'clock, 4:06 to be precise, the Attorney General from the great state of Indiana, Todd Rokita, scheduled to join us in studio. Number of things to talk about. Make sure you check that out. It's 26 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Nigel, a man in Seattle, facing a misdemeanor assault charge after shoving 2 referees at his son's hockey game.
Oh, what are they, like, in their 20s, like playing interleague, intramural kind of thing? Like
the referees? Oh, no, they were 12 and 14-year-old kids. 12 and 14-year-old kids refereeing kids hockey, and some lunatic comes out and beats the hell out of them.
Hey, man, that stuff is real. You've seen it firsthand. You've coached Little League. You've been there. You've never been a ref or an umpire, have you?
No.
Okay. Nor would you, I don't think.
I've seen what happens to these guys, man. They get chased in the parking lot.
But when you're talking about shoving refs, I thought you were talking about, like, adult league play at the rec center.
No. This is a kids league, and the refs were 12 and 14.
Okay, yeah. First of all, the guy never again should ever be let into a hockey game. I realize, it's your son's hockey game. You're passionate about it, but you might want to throw in Child Protective Services as well, just to go knock on the door and check on his kids.
You lose faith in humanity watching some of these kids' sporting events. There was a story in Beech Grove about 20 years ago of some big, steroid monster dude that beat the crap out of a peewee football referee, like in front of the kids. Like, was upset about the officiating in a peewee football game because I guess this was the most important thing in his life, and like beat a dude up, went to jail for assault.
I will say our kids participate in like the Boys and Girls Club leagues, different sports. I've never seen anything, and God bless the refs that come, and these are younger kids, and they let them get away with a lot more than this. This is a teenage. These are 10, 12, 13, 14.
Usually it's kids in the program of wherever you're at.
I haven't seen anything. I'm sure there's probably been some incidents. I've never witnessed anything. I've been to 100 of those things. The Boys and Girls Club there in Whitestown and in Zion. So great job, and thank you to the refs. But if I saw something like that go down, I would be livid, and I would probably not. I would probably ask not to come back, because I would get involved in a way to keep the aggressor away, and I'd get lumped in with that person probably.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But,
and it just embarrasses your kid so much.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, because I've, again, coached for a long time, and I've had parents that have been yelling at the official, yelling at the umpire, and I've had to tell them to calm down a little bit. Hey, act like you got some sense here. And their kid is now broken. Right? He can't focus on the game because he's got his lunatic mom or lunatic dad up in the stands. Miss Allison, hit me with a little booze news.
You set him up and I'll knock him back, Lloyd. 1 by 1.
We are gonna read booze news because it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
And Nigel presents Booze News, Booze News. Yeah. Time for Booze News.
Now, this is a way to fight back inflation that I can get behind.
Okay.
I'm sure you can, Nigel. You like to golf from time to time, right?
Of course.
Dateline Arizona. Arizona may pass a bill allowing a BYOB policy at golf courses to battle inflation.
What?
House Bill
Really?
2411.
Okay.
It's being dubbed as the Inflation Reduction Act of 2025. This is a bill that states because of the high cost of everything going up, like when you go to a golf course, if you have to get the cart, if you have to get some beers or whatnot, some golf courses, if they choose to do it, will allow you to bring your own.
I didn't know that was something that was illegal. When I went to Claremont Golf Course off 74, right there between Brownsburg and Pittsburgh, when I was in my 20s, that's how we get our summer nights started. We'd bring our own beer to the 9-hole golf course. Again, you could see it off 74. It was beautiful. We'd wear our flip-flops, shirtless. bring your own beer. They didn't care.
You were Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack, weren't you?
But a lot lower class.
You pull up with that horn.
Yeah, he was Phil Mickelson compared to us back at that Claremont golf course back in my 20s. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm all for it.
This bill says course operators will have the prerogative. Now, they could still ban you from bringing your own, but those who choose to allow it might see an uptick in memberships and people playing at the golf course.
Yep, got it.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through March 23rd, get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add an unlimited mobile line. Plus, get free Wi-Fi equipment included for 2 years. Switch today and join the network that delivers gig speed to the most homes. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan auto post bank account. Taxes and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After 12 months, internet rate increases to $65. After 24 months, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduce mobile speeds after 2 monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
Dents happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
This Valentine's Day, shop at Helzberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry. Like a diamond pendant that says,
I'm so lucky I met you.
a stunning engagement ring to say,
Let's make this day unforgettable.
or an anniversary band to tell them.
10 years, and we still got it.
Come to Helzberg this Valentine's and get up to 50% off select jewelry and engagement rings. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Helzberg store or helzberg.com.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, with leading-edge treatment options right in your backyard.
I feel blessed and lucky. If I knew someone that was going through what I was going through, I would definitely encourage them to participate in a clinical trial. For me, it was life-changing.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Going down in the rinse straight. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show.
When retirement comes about, we're now relying on what we have saved to meet those needs.
Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
She said, what do you know? Listen to Hammer and Nigel Monday through Friday this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Jeff Foxworthy February 21st at the Fishers Event Center.
I know you need to pray for Tom. I just got more info online at WIBC.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, an attorney in Marion County is in some trouble for child sex crimes, and an IU business professor thinks Trump's tariffs are only going to cost you more money. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
President Trump says it will level the playing field. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. He's ordering a new tariff and trade policy.
The president says to ensure the U.S. is treated fairly by trading partners, friends and foes alike, he'll impose reciprocal tariffs on imports to mirror what U.S. producers are charged to ship their goods overseas.
No more, no less. In other words, they charge us a tax or tariff, and we charge them the exact same tax or tariff. Very simple.
Asked if consumers could face higher prices, President Trump says not necessarily.
But I'll tell you what will go up is jobs. The jobs will go up tremendously.
President Trump has already increased tariffs on steel and aluminum imports and says he plans to impose tariffs on cars, pharmaceuticals, and computer chips.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The Commerce Secretary says he'll work on a list of possible reciprocal tariffs for the president to consider. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is sworn in as Health and Human Services Secretary, thanking President Trump.
We need a revolutionary figure, and you are that figure, and I'm very grateful for you for giving me this opportunity.
Kennedy says his plans are radical transparency, returning gold standard science to federal health agencies, and ending corruption and corporate capture of those agencies. Democrats and one Republican who voted against him in the Senate call him a conspiracy theorist. A federal judge is pausing President Trump's order aimed at restricting gender-affirming care for transgender people under age 19. The judge just granting a temporary restraining order in a lawsuit filed on behalf of doctors and families who say health care for some trans or non-binary children is already being compromised as medical institutions react to the president's order. Wall Street rallies. The Dow up 363 points at the bell after positive earnings reports. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not practicing law anymore. 25 degrees, mostly cloudy skies over the monument. Nothing to worry about on your radar. Cold tonight. It's going to be a low of 13. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. An Indiana attorney faces felony charges for messaging underage girls on social media. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Guillermo Yanez became an attorney last year and joined the Marion County Public Defender's Office. IMPD says they were tipped off by his ex-girlfriend through the cyber tip line. She accused him of messaging underage girls on apps like Snapchat and Discord. The 11-count indictment includes charges of attempting to get children to send explicit images along with child exploitation. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
We've heard a lot of talk about President Donald Trump's tariffs that he would like to implement on other countries like China. IU business professor Dr. Andres Housekrecht thinks they're only going to put more stress on your wallet.
Because what we all anticipate is that the current tariffs will increase prices and make it basically impossible for the Fed to decrease interest rates.
He tells Wish TV the tariffs could put the Fed in a tough situation when it comes to lowering interest rates. Should the state abolish the death penalty? Kurt Darling reports on why some advocates say the state should.
Indianapolis Archbishop Charles Thompson says the data shows that the death penalty has a detrimental correlation.
The research basically shows that in places where the death penalty has been abolished, that they actually have a lesser murder rate than places that continue the death penalty.
But he tells Wish TV that he and others simply believe in a person's dignity of life. The bill, if passed, would change the sentences of those on death row to life in prison. Right now, it's stuck in a committee. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Addiction and other mental health issues can only get worse with fentanyl.
Fentanyl continues to come through the border and up through Indiana and kill people at a frequency that just is disheartening.
Chief Operating Officer of Mental Health America Indiana, Stephanie Anderson, says organizations like hers need sustained investment by legislators in order to have the essential services required to treat those who need help. Traffic and weather in 60 seconds. It's 4:04.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues, jaw issues, and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different. but one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Baer.
Southbound 65 stop and go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, the crash clear to west. We are a bit slow from Belmont into West Street. North side, eastbound 465, time from Keystone Avenue over to I-69 in a crash on the south side, Banta at Madison Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real, unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday evening, skies will start clearing out, and that's going to cool us down here in Indy. Will likely drop to about 10 degrees. Could be even colder outside. And, of course, wind chills could be near zero in some northern locations. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
He is the Attorney General for the great state of Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, Todd Rokita is here. How are you, sir? There it is, like a good legal stuff.
I'm good, guys. Great to be with you again. Happy New Year. I think it's been since the beginning of the year, since last year, since I've been in.
Still, I mean, it's the middle of February. We still say Happy New Year, though. That's all right.
Sure. Earlier today, your office, you put out a statement saying that if there are any schools, any police departments that are not cooperating with federal immigration policies, there will be consequences. Walk me through this.
Right. So Indiana has a law called our anti-sanctuary city law. Goes for counties too, and everything up to the state level. And so our General Assembly decided a couple years ago, look, we're not going to have sanctuary cities. We're not going to have ordinances. We're not going to have other local laws or practices or policies that are going to support the idea of a sanctuary city. So I've been going, and they left it to me to enforce it. And so I've been going around the state and had great conversations and dialogue with several, not a lot, but, several, more than two, probably a handful of cities and other jurisdictions that said, hey, this ordinance or even this policy or practice looks like you're supporting the sanctuary for people who are breaking the law, to wit, illegal aliens. And most of them, maybe a little tussle here and there, but they said, all right, we're backing down. We're going to get rid of the ordinance. We're going to get rid of the practice. We're going to get rid of the policy, except for two sheriffs, St. Joseph's County, which is the South Bend, Notre Dame area, and of course the People's Republic of Bloomington or Monroe County, and so that brings us to the IMPD and IPS. And I heard on your radio waves, I think it was, the comments made by the police chief, who I don't know the man. I don't think I know him, and I have nothing personal against him for that, or I love the officers. I'm one that defends the police. I don't defund them. But there's a clear Indiana law that says you cannot offer cooperation than what federal law allows. So I agree, while they don't have to do the federal government's job, because the job is already hard enough, when ICE asked for assistance, when ICE asked to hold an illegal alien as what we call a detainer, then under Indiana law, those local police forces have to honor it. And from what the police chief was saying, from what this IPS school system has been doing lately, it doesn't sound like they're upholding Indiana law. So I wrote them a letter and said, hey, show me how this is compliant with Indiana law, cited the law, And if they can't, if we don't come to an agreement, then we're going to be in court.
Okay, so ICE has asked the IMPD, because Nigel and I were wondering if this was just kind of a miscommunication. Like when we hear Chief Bailey say, hey, this is not our job to do this, we know they're short like 300 plus officers. Maybe they're simply saying it's not our job to knock door to door to go get somebody's papers to see if they're here legally. But I think it's different if ICE asks for cooperation and they don't give it. Is that?
And that's what we're saying.
Okay.
And, and I know my staff has been talking with ICE and others, and we get a different impression from ICE. But I would agree with the police chief. We don't, they don't have to be going door to door or anything like that. But when the police chief also says we have no intention of participating in immigration sweeps, I mean, that can mean a lot of different things. What if ICE wants to be notified when you pull someone over for some other reason and you find out that's an illegal alien? I'm sure President Trump's ICE wants to know those kinds of things. And look, let's zoom out for a minute with the technicalities, guys. The General Assembly has said, and I think most of the people of Indiana agree, and they're the representatives of the people of Indiana, that we don't want to be known as sanctuary cities. We don't want the sanctuary jurisdiction moniker. And so it's as simple as that. And when a police chief or whoever else comes out and says, you know what, nothing to see here, we're not going to participate, we're not going to, because that's what it sounded like, we're not going to help ICE at all do anything, you are promulgating this sanctuary city status. You are telling every illegal alien out there, including the worst of the criminals, come to Indianapolis because you'll be safe. And that's exactly what we don't want in sanctuary city law.
So, again, knowing the mayor of this city, knowing the prosecutor of this city, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they tried to put the pressure on the police department to put this statement out. I'm not even sure Chris Bailey, the chief, wanted to put that out there, but he felt like he had to. So as the Attorney General, if you find out something's not happening in the city of Indianapolis, is this going to be the fault of the police department, or is this going to be the fault of the mayor?
I'm for the cops. Everyone knows that. So, I don't know the intentions. I can't possibly comment on that. And I certainly understand that everyone has bosses. I have a boss. I have 6 million bosses. Plus the wife, so.
Right. The boss, the final boss. Right.
Valentine's Day tomorrow, Mr. Attorney General, if I need to remind you about that.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much.
Stop at Walgreens on your way home, okay?
No. I'm a Kroger guy. No,
there we go.
No Walgreens. I love my wife. We're going to Kroger. So.
All right.
So what would be the penalty then? Going back to this whole ICE thing, what's the penalty if somebody gets squirrely?
The penalty is it's going to cost them in attorney's fees, and it's going to cost them in distraction, and eventually I'm going to get an injunction from a court that's going to correct their behavior. So why go through all that?
Well, look what it costs Kathy Hochul and the Attorney General of New York in terms of Donald Trump and his administration filing lawsuits for not cooperating.
For millions of dollars for the illegal aliens and all that in the hotels. Is that what you're talking about, or something else?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I'm not saying this is the exact same thing, but boy, that's big news right there. That is huge news.
Right. Now there's a new day. It's so refreshing for so many Hoosiers and Americans, and we're so unique as a nation to the world. It's called American exceptionalism, capital A, capital E. And the foundation of that is the rule of law. And if the first thing you're going to do when you come in here, especially if you're already a criminal element, the first thing to do to come into this country is to break the law to get here, it kind of turns the whole rule of law thing on its head. And, not only does it make us unexceptional or ununique to the world, but frankly, the rest of the world has better laws than we do on this kind of stuff,
right.
Keeping those that don't belong here out. So I don't see what the big hubbub is. And, but yeah, you're right. Indianapolis is kind of a vortex inside an otherwise wonderful state.
The Attorney General, Todd Rokita, joining us here in studio on the Hammer and Nigel show. So we have to ask you about the Supreme Court Disciplinary Commission filing more complaints against you. They're claiming it's false statements to the Supreme Court. You were reprimanded back in 2023. Is this something that is very problematic for you? Are you worried about this?
No, I'm not worried about it. You guys have known me for a long time, and you know that others can call me a lot of things, but I think you know me well enough now that you can't really call me a liar. I mean, I don't go around lying, especially to courts. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. If anything, I'm criticized for being a little too direct, a little too honest. And I think at the end of the day, and what we're going to show when this goes to a hearing, is that that's exactly what's going on here. They don't like what I say, and they don't like. But nothing I said was wrong. Nothing I said was unfactual. In this complaint, they talk about they're pointing to drafts of stuff that I didn't even write. And to the extent I was involved in it, I toned them down. So that's not they're not even. It's not even evidence of my intent to do anything. It's evidence of my intent of what not to do or what to say. So it's really, and then they quote press articles that are not pertaining to the subject of what we're even talking about. So
I was going to say, how's the media coverage been of this? Because
well, part of what started this was, they charged me with something that they knew they were going to take away. It was already agreed. I was never going to agree to or say that I broke Indiana law, because I didn't. And so they said, well, we got to charge it anyway, but we're going to take it away. And no one ever does that. So then they file it, and for 45 days and we count them, there were over 800 articles saying how I broke the law. And when it came out, and they took the charge away, which they said they were going to do, I said, see, I didn't break the law, and everything I said was truthful. And then they're going crazy about that. So it's really, you guys remember that movie, My Cousin Vinny?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Right? A great one. And he's being interviewed, and he's, I forget that actor's name, but the kid.
Macchio.
Yeah. So, he goes, what? I shot the clerk? ? And then they charge him. He even admitted he shot the clerk. It reminds me of something as goofy as that. And so, if this is what they want to spend money on and distraction, when in the meantime, when they have attorneys who knowingly steal from clients, who violate their clients physically, this is what they're going to spend their time on. And the only thing it comes down to is they just don't. They don't like what I stand for. They don't like what I'm saying. Everything I said was true. And I'm going to continue doing my job for the people of Indiana. Try to be undistracted about this, but I would be lying to you guys and you know I don't do that. I'd be lying to you guys if I said it's not a distraction. And that's probably at the end of the day a lot what they want to do. Now, I use the pronoun they here a lot, okay? Let me say who they are. The person who filed these complaints with the commission literally got Democrat Activist of the Year in 2018. So we're talking about weaponization. You talk about lawfare. This is the guy who's filing this. Then at the commission, while they're investigating for me for this stuff that's coming out now, the chair of the commission publicly endorsed my political opponent for office, donated or had fundraisers for, okay? And so then they say, okay, well, we're going to switch the chairman. They switched it to a Republican, quote unquote, anti-Trump rhino, endorsed Kamala Harris this fall. Okay, this is the Republican they're saying.
Right.
Endorsed Kamala Harris, gave thousands of dollars to Liz Cheney, gave thousands of dollars to Joe Biden. Now, how is that going to pair up with Todd Rokita? Right? And so this lawfare and this weaponization really has to stop. So what I did after the election, waited till all that was over, I filed proposed rules to clean this up a little bit. To say, you know what, the rules that apply to judges where you can't donate to people, you can't endorse candidates, they should apply to agents of the court too, like these members of the disciplinary commission. They haven't moved on any of that yet. It's been months. And instead, they retaliate by filing this stuff against me. That's their answer instead of cleaning this thing up. So we'll go and have it, and we'll go and have the hearing and do whatever they want to do.
Okay, one more thing here before we hit a break here. Going back to this piece that you put out today on the schools and the police departments that might not want to comply with federal immigration, if there's somebody in the school or a police officer that sees this taking place and they're against it, what can they do?
Let my office know. So just Google Indiana Attorney General. You can make contact with us. We have an 800 number there. You can file a form. We're going to need your name and all that because for validity purposes, but to validate the claims and stuff. But we need to know.
But their names won't be like blasted out to the media.
No, I'm not going to do that. But they may be part of a hearing someday, depending on how far it goes. But the best thing I could tell you about IPS is in the form of a story. All right. ICE was ready to deport someone, I believe, on January 8th. they realized that that person also had a child in IPS schools. So ICE was doing the right thing. They were putting the family back together. And I believe the student was also an illegal alien. We don't want to divide families. We want to keep them together. And IPS stepped in and would not let ICE do ICE's job. Would not let ICE in the school, which is way against Indiana law.
Right. All right.
How does that happen? I mean, like, did they just stand there and say, no, you're not coming in?
I think that's basically what happened. And ICE, didn't want to escalate the situation.
Sure.
But, for all this talk from these liberals about, hey, breaking up families, well, here we wanted to keep them together. And ICE didn't let that happen. Because the ideology is more important than the kid.
Yeah, if they've got the proper paperwork and everything they need to be there, there's absolutely no excuse for the school to override federal policy. I don't think that's how it works.
Right. And ICE has jurisdiction in the school, too.
The Attorney General, Todd Rokita, thank you so much for coming in, man.
Yeah, great to see you guys, and maybe see you at bowling, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Rokita Rollers.
Rokita Rollers, led by...
Is that happening?
Oh, it's happening.
Is it really? You got a lane?
I paid my money.
Okay. All right.
Led by team captain Gerald Hawkins.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to put Rob, Kendall, and Abdul in a lane next to you guys. Is that okay?
Yeah. It's amazing. Sorry, that bowling ball slipped. I don't know.
Better take a break here. Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
Yeah, northwest side stall on northbound 65 at 29th Street, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Meridian Penn for a 10-minute delay. Inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic, MLK to Meridian Penn, and eastbound 70 on a 4-minute delay from Harding into the south split. Crash south side, Bantha Road at Madison Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop the President's Day sale at Grand Appliance for unbeatable deals and appliance expertise you won't find anywhere else. Visit grandappliance.com or a store near you today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is 26 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Nesselthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
If this is the year to build your custom dream home, Joyner Homes is ready to help make your dream come true. They offer the flexibility to build on your own lot, allowing you to build a home in the place you've always envisioned. A dedicated in-house team of experts will guide you through every step, offering unmatched personalization and flexibility. Joyner Homes provides clear and upfront pricing and floor plans to inspire you. There's no time like the present to get in touch with Joyner Homes to talk about your vision and learn more about their building process. Visit JoynerHomes.com.
Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. Have you been dreaming of kitchen updates since the new year began? My friends at Hope Plumbing want you to love your plumbing. Update your faucets, fixtures, water heaters, and more with a $100 off a $500 plus plumbing service. Make your remodel dreams or small home update wishes come true and start to love your plumbing again. Call and schedule an appointment today at 317-641-HOPE or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
The deals and specials are sizzling hot. It's the Central Indiana Gun and Knife Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Madison County Fairgrounds in Alexandria. The best dealers in the region. Hundreds of tables. Just $6 for adults. Kids 12 and under get in free. Must be 18 or accompanied by an adult. Buy, sell, trade. This Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Madison County Fairgrounds in Alexandria. For more info, visit centralindianagunshows.com.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Going down in the rinse straight. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll. Oh, man, and we got a sponsor. We got somebody paying for this, Hammer. Window Nation. Get 60% off all styles of windows. Don't pay anything for 2 years, even if you're just thinking about getting windows. You don't need a whole house full of windows. Maybe you got a couple of problem windows in the back of your house, like I do right now. Still 60% off. Just call Window Nation, 866-90-NATION, and ask for a rep. Free quote. They're going to come in, windownation.com. They will take care of you.
So we're going to do a little dealer's choice here, okay?
All right.
We've kind of been running a little bit long today. So
okay.
Do you want to hear about a drunk Florida guy destroying mailboxes and a riding mower? Do you want to hear about Chili's coming out with a country song? Or do you want to hear about some drama at Houston's rodeo?
Oh, man. Do the riding mower.
Okay.
Do the riding mower, and I'll see if I can post. I've seen the footage, and it is hilarious.
Dateline, Florida. Cops in Florida are looking for a guy who destroyed multiple mailboxes with his riding mower. He crashed into one so hard it flipped him over the mower. It's not clear if he was doing it on purpose or just drunk. Here are witnesses and the neighbors talking about the crash.
Florida Man episode 2860.
He should be arrested and thrown in jail for driving while intoxicated on a lawnmower.
Absolutely disgusting, but it's so funny. I could watch it 100 times.
She said this is probably going to be the most Floridian experience you've ever experienced.
I hope you at least paid for these mailboxes to be fixed.
Be a man and turn yourself in.
I just emailed it to you. My Twitter on my computer's not working, but you watch this thing. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Thank God nobody was hurt, but this guy is riding. It's one of those lawnmowers that you see that you stand up on, and then you kind of ride behind.
Right.
And you have like, it's not a steering wheel, but
it's kind of like my snowblower. You're up and you're kind of.
But you're actually riding on it. But it's the middle of the day. He runs into a stone-built mailbox, flips over the mower, flips over the mailbox, and then just kind of. The mailbox is kind of in a ditch, and he stumbles back and forth to and fro from the ditch, and it is so funny. I'm glad nobody was hurt, and the guy.
I just posted it. I just now watched it.
Are you watching it?
Yeah. At Hammer and Nigel on our Twitter right now.
But watch, even after he gets knocked off the lawnmower and flips over the lawnmower and the mailbox, he's stumbling around in the ditch. He can't get his footing, and he gets back on the lawnmower, the stand-up lawnmower, and drives off.
And when you say he flipped over, it's not like he went up in the air. It was almost like he went up, he Like his head went down and then his feet went the other way, like right over the top of the mower.
Oh, wow. That is something, and that's something that needs to be addressed, and that is pure Florida man right there.
At Hammer and Nigel on Twitter. Watch that video right now.
Jewelry Graham, it's your friends at Shane Company here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. It's the most romantic day of the year to give and get fine jewelry. We have expertly crafted gifts for every type of sweetheart. For the one, we'll help you propose with the Dream Engagement Ring. Come see our wide selection of hand-picked natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. In stock and ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Or maybe you'll fall in love with the natural, colorful gemstone. At Shane Company, we're known for our sapphires in every color of the rainbow. We have options for every style and budget. Get creative and design a custom necklace with meaningful charms, including 14-karat gold letters, engravable hearts, and birthstones. Our mother-of-pearl heart-shaped collection makes a perfect gift that's ready to give. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty, everyday competitive prices, and no-pressure shopping experience. Come see us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call
800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
A letter from your Attorney General. Cloudy with temperatures in the mid-20s at the Circle. There's no trouble on your radar, though. At 12 tonight, I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:32. Indiana's Attorney General Todd Rokita sent a letter to IMPD and Indianapolis Public Schools. John Herrick explains why.
In that letter, Rokita says both IMPD and IPS need to discontinue policies and practices that limit their ability to cooperate with federal immigration authorities or else face legal action from his office. Rokita says state law prohibits local government entities from placing restrictions on federal immigration law. He wants details from both organizations on their immigration-related policies. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
President Donald Trump signed an executive order Thursday to increase tariffs.
On trade, I have decided for purposes of fairness that I will charge a reciprocal tariff, meaning whatever countries charge the United States of America, we will charge them. No more, no less.
Trump says the plan with the tariffs is to try and bring more manufacturing in-house and then eventually lower consumer prices. IU business professor Dr. Andres Hauskrecht doesn't agree with that logic.
Because what we all anticipate is that the current tariffs will increase prices and make it basically impossible for the Fed to decrease interest rates.
He tells Wish TV the tariffs could really put the Fed in a bad spot when it comes to lowering those interest rates. A bill that's been introduced this legislative session would abolish the state's death penalty, and it does have the backing of religious leaders like Indianapolis Archbishop Charles Thompson.
We believe that the death penalty denies the ability for someone to have a reformation or a conversion of heart or to be transformed.
Thompson talking with Wish TV. The bill was filed by State Representative Robert Morris, who's from Fort Wayne. That's where Joseph Corcoran murdered 4 people back in 1997. If you remember from this past year, he was given the death penalty. And a positive day in the market. The Dow finished up by 342 points to close at 44,711. The Nasdaq increased by 295 to 19,945. The S&P 500 rose by 63, closing at 6,115. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:34.
Recent talk about rising interest rates and economic uncertainty may have you wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Will I get the price I need? Will it take too long? The good news, you don't have to figure this out by yourself. There's a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate. Call Mark Dietl. Maybe you want guaranteed, no-hassle sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Katie and Chris in Perry Township had to say about working with Mark Dietl. Sadly, our marriage was ending, and we were both ready to sell the home and move forward ASAP. Mark Dietl made it happen fast and easy. Our home sold for more than we anticipated in 24 hours with 17 showings and multiple offers. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, Dietel.com.
With traffic at 4:35, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, here's what I'm looking at right now. It's a crash coming into the north split on westbound 70. It's on the flyover to northbound 65, and right now both shoulders are blocked. That's causing a big-time slowdown through the north split as you make your way into more traffic from the north split on northbound 65. That's still stop and go up through 21st because of an earlier stall that has cleared. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic before 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, slow roll before West Street into Meridian, Illinois. And that's a stall on the northeast side, westbound 465 after Allisonville Road. The right lane is closed, slowing traffic back to Allisonville. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday evening, skies will start clearing out, and that's going to cool us down here. And Indy will likely drop to about 10 degrees. Could be even colder outside. And, of course, wind chills could be near zero in some northern locations. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Make America healthy again, ready and raring to roll. RFK Jr. Now confirmed as Donald Trump's new health secretary. And guess all but one Republican confirmed RFK Jr. It was the turtle, Mitch McConnell. Fell down the other day. And I can't. And Mitch McConnell, again,
That's pretty good.
I believe he was voted against Tulsi as well. I can't believe this guy is still allowed to make decisions. Even though he's not running the Republicans anymore in the Senate,
he can't run, period. He's that old. Like the dude fell down and hurt himself like last week.
But yeah, RFK Jr., a guy I like, a guy I agreed with wholeheartedly on the COVID vaccine mandates and even the vaccines themselves. And just because he asked questions, he was canceled. He was pushed to the back of the line. He was excoriated. He was somebody that was just
too right. That's why they hated him. He was too right about things.
And now he's running as health secretary. And I'm not just talking about vaccines and all that stuff. And maybe there's some stuff in there I don't agree with. But it's in terms of being healthy and eating right and wanting to get down to the bottom of what some of these ingredients are in fast foods and things like that. Maybe I don't want to know because I'm a consumer of fast food occasionally.
Right.
I do think that RFK Jr. has an interesting agenda that we're all soon going to find out exactly what's going to happen.
When you look at the two people, the previous person and the current person that have been in charge of health in our country, could not be more different, right? Biden has a dude pretending to be a chick, and meanwhile, Donald Trump has a jacked kangaroo. Because that's what RFK Jr. looks like. He looks like one of those jacked kangaroos that look like they're ready to throw down.
I stood right next to him last year or the year before when he was in the building for some reason. I could just tell. There's some guys you just know, whatever, fine, make fun of me. I could just tell, like standing next to a 70-year-old dude, or he was in his late 60s at the time, that he was in much better shape than I was. And I'm trying to work on it.
I love you had to get up close just to verify.
I had to stand right next to the guy. But I think that's just, one more in the cabinet.
Right.
We got Kash Patel to go. We got the leader of the NIH, Jay Bhattacharya, who is taking Francis Collins' position, possibly. That would be another huge step forward in Trump's cabinet, and I like both of those.
And the thing with RFK is I don't agree with him on everything. He's a nut on some stuff, like the climate stuff.
Yeah.
The climate stuff
He
was
has
a little
nothing to-
ridiculous.
But that has no bearing on the job that he's doing currently.
Exactly. That's my point. If he's just on health, rock and roll. Who better to lead than an old man with old man strength that's built like a brick house?
Yeah.
Take that, man. Chris Cuomo. Now, you remember Fredo from his CNN days, right?
Why do you call him Fredo?
Well, he got into a little altercation at a diner, and somebody called him Fredo, meaning he was the lesser of the brothers in his family. Because at the time, his brother was the governor of New York, the Love Gov, which is a whole separate story. So they called him Fredo, and he melted down. He became a hothead, started sounding like Joe Pesci, and basically got into this dispute and threw a dude down the stairs. So everybody called him Fredo after that because screw him. So he got fired from CNN. And then he goes over to News Nation. And I don't know what's happened to him. It's the same thing that's happened to Fetterman. But over the course of time, I think Chris Cuomo might have seen the light. It's like, you know what? I don't believe in that. I know this Democrat Party that my brother was the governor of New York, but yeah, I don't think kids should be chopping off genitals. Maybe I'm just old school. Or maybe he's just saying these things now for a paycheck. I don't know. Could be either or. But he went on his program and was warning Democrats against pushing against Donald Trump's immigration reform. Basically saying, look, you don't have to like Donald Trump, but it's a losing strategy to say what Biden was doing was winning.
The what with Democrats must mean running to embrace comprehensive immigration reform. That is the odds-on favorite for Trump's first big legislative move, while he has the numbers. The experts tell me something that I can't believe is true, that Democrats' big pushback is going to be amnesty. I can't believe that. I can't believe that Democrats can still believe that this country looks at the lens of our immigration system and that their priority is amnesty for people who are in the country illegally. I can't believe that. That issue helped beat you. You screwed up that issue on Biden's watch. You can now take it off the table as things that show that you are worse. Be part of the solution. Be pragmatic about it. Forget about amnesty. I think if you want the majority of this country with you, you need to reform immigration.
So Chris Cuomo is saying, look, if you kind of do the same thing Donald Trump does, people will view you as more likable than him. Now, he's not running again, but it'll be J.D. Vance.
He said something in that diatribe that everybody learned the word pragmatic. He was being pragmatic as opposed to an ideologue. Okay? He's saying, look, I don't necessarily like what Donald Trump's doing, but be pragmatic about it. So maybe Chris Cuomo has not changed his stripes at all. Maybe he's just trying to go a different route in beating the Republicans or beating them at their own game, or he knows that amnesty is obviously a losing proposition for the Democrats. And he used it. He said the word himself, pragmatic.
The old Fredo, though, would have talked about the kids in cages, though. Like, I can't believe Donald Trump has got ice. And, he would have been one of them. He may still be, but he doesn't come off that hardcore anymore, right? Those are the folks over at MSNBC right now. That's Joy Reid and all the fun folks over there. Fredo, he scaled it back just a little bit, I think, anyway. All right, we've got a couple tickets to go see Jeff Foxworthy. friend of the show, win a pair of tickets to an evening with Jeff Foxworthy presented by HSEF. It's a fundraiser, but it's open to the public. Get your tickets right now at the Fishers Event Center. It's Friday, February 21st. It's Valentine's Eve, so I think you already know what we're going to do. Sing along with me, Love Songs Edition.
Oh, no.
Caller number 9.
No.
239-9393. Caller 9-239-9393. I promise you, I will be better than those Democrat protesters at the anti-Doge rally, even if it's by just a little bit. 239-9393.
I'll never buy another piece of furniture again, whether it's a sectional, sofa, a mattress. Never again, unless it's from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. I got a big President's Day sale going on right now. Indiana-made Smith Brothers of Bern factory authorized sale, 50% off. Made in Bern, Indiana, lifetime warranty. They guarantee the best prices compared to any indie store. Plus, free delivery, the best service, and interest-free financing only from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. They are the best in the business. It's where I got my Tempur-Pedic mattress, my love seat, the couch, Spencer and the gang. They treat you like family. Why? Because they've been owned and operated by the same family since 1927. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Next time you need something, that's where you go. Free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles. ThompsonFurniture.net.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. What's the Comer & Cross difference? We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And one day, you will love your gleaming, new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor just in time for spring. Call us right now for $1,000 in savings during our winter sale. Operators are standing by now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WOW25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WOW25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WOW25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code WOW25.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Matt Bear, what's up?
Hammer, lots happened in the North Split in the last 5 minutes. We have a crash that is there. They shut down the ramp from westbound 70 to northbound 65, and that ramp is now reopened with the left lane. Blocked several vehicles plugged in on the left shoulder right now as crash cleanup begins. Again, this is on the exit ramp from westbound 70 to northbound 65 in the North Split. The ramp is open with traffic exiting to northbound 65, slowing back to Rural Street. Inbound 65, that's stop and go traffic before 21st Street to the North Split. Eastbound 70 slowing after Harding Street into the South Split south side. Eastbound 465 stop and go after 31 over to Emerson Avenue. Crash Central Avenue at East 46th Street. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
On our way to a low of 13. Right now it's 26 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Caller number 9 was Shelly. Shelly, how are you?
Shelly?
Doing good.
All right, Shelly. We are going to play Sing Along with Me, and this is how it's going to work. I'm going to sing a very popular love song, something most people have heard. I'm going to stop at some point. It's your job to get the next line, next couple of words. You do that 2 out of 3 times. I'm going to give you tickets to go see Jeff Foxworthy. Is that okay?
That's good.
Okay, here we go. Song number 1. And I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. Wait for it. And Shelly.
I will always love you.
Yeah, there we go.
I think she should have sang it, though.
We're going to need a little better effort than that, Shelly. Okay. I'll give you credit, though. All right. 1 down. Here we go. Number 2. Heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. Here we go. I want to know what love is. Here we go. I want you.
I want you to show me.
Yeah! All right, there we go. And that is a winner chicken dinner. Shelly, you have got 2 tickets to go see Jeff Foxworthy, presented by HSEF, Friday, February 21st at the FEC, the Fishers Event Center. Congratulations.
Are you saving that third one for tomorrow, maybe, or do we just want to? Because I kind of like doing this.
Do you want to play with house money here? You've already won, Shelly, but you just want to see
Shelley?
if you can run the table?
We can do that.
We've got a third one here in case you didn't make that second or first one.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see if she can get this one.
All right, number 3. Without your love, I'm nothing but a beggar. Without your love, a dog without a bone. What can I do? I'm sleeping in this bed alone. Shelly, you're my angel. Come and
save me tonight.
Yeah! Woo!
with what is probably one of the worst karaoke versions,
right?
Instrumentals I've ever heard in my life for that song, and you still got it.
Well done, Shelley. Have fun going to the Foxworthy show. Hang on the line, and producer Allison will take care of you.
All right, thank you.
You got it.
That was brutal. But that was good. She still got it?
Yeah, she did. Still better than the protesters at the anti-Doge rally, though, right?
Yeah. What was that again? What were they singing?
Whose side are you on? Something about Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and I don't know. Dateline, Florida. 70-year-old in Florida named Daniel just got to meet up with the nurses and first responders who saved his life. He had a stroke and spent 48 hours on his bathroom floor.
Oh, my God.
Managed to crawl to the phone to call 911.
Oh, wow.
Here's Daniel talking about the scary episode.
I couldn't crawl. I was on a tile floor, and it was slippery, and oh, my God, it was just very, very scary. If this would have happened without it, I wouldn't be here. I've never been so happy to see two human beings in my life. They got me up. Definitely, I didn't want to leave my daughter. I wanted to live. Be conscious of your heart. It's the only thing in your body that works 24/7, 365. And if you don't have it, you're not.
Man. Your liver also, in
Yes.
case you have certain problems.
Man, glad he's all right, though, man.
Yeah, I have 48 hours on the floor before he got any help.
Survivor skills, man.
God, man.
Survivor. I love it. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
It's so critical to have a strategy, the right strategy, when you're filing for Social Security, because according to a financial publication a lot of people read, it's called Barron's, the average couple could lose up to $16,500 every year in Social Security income if you don't file the correct way. You multiply that by 10 or 20 years, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. You need Bill Demery, your retirement guy, on your side.
So if the whole concept kind of scares you, if you're not quite sure what everything means, there's a guy, Bill Demery, your retirement guy, that can give you a free, customized analysis. He'll make it make sense. All you have to do is set up the free appointment. 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Set up that free analysis with Bill Demery right now. 317-648-5120.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
This Valentine's Day, shop at Hellsberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry. Like a diamond pendant that says,
I'm so lucky I met you.
a stunning engagement ring to say,
Let's make this day unforgettable.
or an anniversary band to tell them.
10 years, and we still got it.
Come to Hellsberg this Valentine's and get up to 50% off select jewelry and engagement rings. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
The deals and specials are sizzling hot. It's the Central Indiana Gun and Knife Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Madison County Fairgrounds in Alexandria. The best dealers in the region. Hundreds of tables. Just $6 for adults. Kids 12 and under get in free. Must be 18 or accompanied by an adult. Buy, sell, trade. This Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Madison County Fairgrounds in Alexandria. For more info, visit centralindianagunshows.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, an Indiana attorney won't be practicing law anytime soon, and John Herrick shares the WIBC spotlight about mental health in Indiana. Those stories all coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
And reciprocal. Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's how President Trump describes a new tariff policy.
This is an amazing day. I think this is going to be a very big day and in a very positive way for our country.
He plans to balance trade deficits by matching the tax rates other countries are charging on U.S. imports. Commerce Secretary nominee Howard Lutnick.
But remember, if they drop their tariffs, prices for Americans are coming down. Our production's going up and our costs are going down. Remember, it's a two-way street. That's why it's called reciprocal.
He says a list of potential changes will be ready April 1st. The new Secretary of Health and Human Services says he plans return to gold standard science, also pledging radical transparency. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sworn in after narrowly winning Senate confirmation. Education Secretary nominee Linda McMahon reiterating a Trump pledge to make American education the best in the world.
Return education to the states where it belongs, and free American students from the education bureaucracy through school choice.
But her confirmation hearing kept returning to the president's call for eliminating the education department.
Linda McMahon tried as best as she could to clarify that he can't do that, and neither can she without an act of Congress. Of course, Congress is what made the Department of Education in the first place. The Senate would need 60 votes, and that's a tough thing to get to. What they can certainly do immediately is pare down the Department of Education and reallocate funding, run that funding through other federal departments like HHS.
Fox's Aisha Hasni on Capitol Hill. Just getting word of a pileup in whiteout conditions on a major interstate near Portland, Oregon. More than 100 vehicles involved, with injuries reported. That same storm bringing heavy rain to Southern California, with a mudslide risk prompting evacuations in wildfire burn areas around L.A. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not going to practice law anytime soon. 25 degrees with plenty of clouds over the circle. Your radar's clear, and you'll have a low tonight of about 12 degrees. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. An Indiana attorney faces felony charges for messaging underage girls on social media. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Guillermo Yanez became an attorney last year and joined the Marion County Public Defender's Office. IMPD says they were tipped off by his ex-girlfriend through the cyber tip line. She accused him of messaging underage girls on apps like Snapchat and Discord. The 11-count indictment includes charges of attempting to get children to send explicit images along with child exploitation. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A man on a bike was hit and killed on the south side of Indianapolis this morning. Says IMPD officers had responded to the intersection of Raymond and Shelby Streets around 7. That's where they found the man who was hit by the car. The driver had stayed at the scene to cooperate with officers and said he did not mean to hit the man. An IU business professor is skeptical about President Trump's new tariffs. Dr. Andres Housekrecht thinks Americans will wind up paying the price.
Tariffs cause goods that we consume to increase in prices. We will see higher food prices. We will see other prices that will go up.
He tells Wish TV steel will also affect the U.S. because people will pay higher prices for the products, such as cars or washing machines. And mental health battles can come in many forms. John Herrick reports on what those of you in Indiana are dealing with.
And now, a WIBC News Spotlight.
Stephanie Anderson is the Chief Operating Officer of Mental Health America, Indiana.
Well, we know suicide is continues to be our biggest crisis. Folks feel hopeless and helpless and don't know where to turn.
She also sees a lot of people battling addiction, and that can be exacerbated by fentanyl.
Fentanyl continues to come through the border and up through Indiana and kill people at a frequency that just is disheartening.
People are also still dealing with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic as well. No matter what you're dealing with, she wants you to know that it's okay not to be okay, and that admitting that doesn't make you weak.
Once we start to get that message out and people start to find those resources out there, I think we'll see a huge impact here throughout the state.
And on Friday, you'll hear about the resources and the systems in place that Anderson believes can help those in need. With your WIBC News Spotlight, I'm Sean Herrick.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
AAA not only is the best at helping you out with flat tires, roadside assistance, replacing my dead batteries at work, but they can also plan some amazing vacations. And with all this snow and ice, I'm ready for a trip to Universal Studios with the family in Florida. You know what I mean? No matter where you're headed, AAA can help you get the best price on your next vacation at the AAA Travel Expo, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel.
It's free. You don't even have to be a AAA member to attend. Although members love additional benefits like 24/7, 365 roadside assistance. So save the date right now for the AAA Travel Expo 2025, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel. Find your dream vacation at Indiana's favorite travel show. Bring a friend and enjoy the day. Get more information and pre-register for your chance to win a $500 AAA travel voucher at AAA.com/expo.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
All right, Harrison. Crash going into the north split. It's westbound 70 on the flyover to northbound 65. The left lane of the exit ramp is blocked, and traffic exiting to northbound 65 backed up past Rural. Inbound 65 stop and go from 29th to the north split. That's an 8-minute delay. Eastbound 70 stop and go after Harding into the south split for a 13-minute delay. North side eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Keystone Avenue past to Allisonville Road. Crash Capitol Avenue south of 38th. Another crash Central Avenue at East 46th. Traffic sponsored by Rocket. If you feel like owning a home has been out of reach, Rocket is here to change that. Own the dream. Visit rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET. Again, that's rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday evening, skies will start clearing out, and that's going to cool us down here in Indy. Will likely drop to about 10 degrees. Could be even colder outside. And, of course, wind chills could be near zero in some northern locations. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Yeah, so there's a plea deal on the table for an Indy guy accused of murdering two brothers at a gas station. This guy's 22 years old. You are a tad conflicted about this entire ordeal, Hammer. Take me through this.
So I saw the headline yesterday, plea deal on the table for a man that killed two brothers. And I thought, well, that's just what Ryan Mears does, right? But upon further review, I've got questions. So this is the shooting that took place at the Emerson Food Mart, 3402 North Emerson Avenue in April of 2023. So according to police reports and witnesses, the suspect here, and that's what we're going to call this 22-year-old, the suspect told police that a man in the store threatened to fight him over a dispute they had in the checkout line. And the surveillance video showed that during the incident inside the store, one guy, not the suspect, but one of the brothers, gave his other brother some weapons, and that brother took those guns outside of the store.
Okay.
And then the other brother came back. Now, they thought that these two brothers did not have any more guns. But per the court documents, all the brother did was hide them in other parts of his pants. So they came back in and said, we don't have any guns, but they actually did. Well, the suspect saw that, and there was a dispute, and the suspect looked at one of these guys and said, "If you touch me or approach me, I will shoot you." Well, one of the brothers approached him, and that's when shots rang out. Now, the suspect shot the first brother, and then he noticed, according to his testimony to the police, they had weapons, so he shot the second brother, and then he fled. They had to chase him down and find him. And according to the surveillance video, the two brothers, not the suspect, but the two brothers, were the instigators and the aggressors in this situation. So long story short, they gave a plea deal to the guy that shot these two people, and he's going to get 25 years. He technically got 25 years of account for each shooting, but they said he could serve those together, and it was manslaughter, not murder. We're going to hear from the deputy prosecutor here. This is what he said after the court.
Both of the victims were armed. Both had firearms. There's evidence that they were the initial aggressors in this case, leading to a likely claim of self-defense. Under those circumstances, balancing all that, this was the appropriate outcome.
I heard self-defense in there.
Yes.
But the appropriate outcome was, I'm sorry, what was the shooter?
The shooter was given manslaughter charges, 25 years for each deceased brother, but they said that he could serve those together. So it's just a 25-year sentence max.
Just.
Now, he also fled the scene and did not do anything to de-escalate. So I think that's where the prosecutor said, we're going to have to get you with something.
And I'm assuming the family of the brothers that were shot and killed are saying that this is not justice in any way, shape, or form.
So their mother spoke to our news partners at Wish TV. These were her only two kids, both of these brothers that were shot in the gas station. Here's what she told our news partners.
You're letting this man redefend and go kill again, and it's not fair to nobody's family out there.
Saying that only 25 years means that as young as he is now, he's going to be out, before he's 50, and she thinks he's going to kill again.
And I wonder if it's going to be the full 25 years.
Right.
So what do you think, man? You said you're conflicted.
Yeah, because when I first read the headlines, I thought, damn you, Ryan Mears, another soft sentence, another plea deal. But based off of this information, and again, let me stress, I am not the biggest fan of this deputy prosecutor, Dan Sachinchny. I probably butchered his last name, but he's the man bun guy. I don't like this guy. He was the one that was really trying to go after those IMPD officers in the death of the larger fella, if you remember, when they arrived at the house.
Oh, yeah.
So that's this guy.
The man bun guy. Yeah.
But if this 22-year-old is in line and there's a dispute and these brothers are starting to get real loud and the surveillance video shows they're the aggressors and they make it look like they don't have weapons, but they clearly do, and they, charge at this guy when he basically warns them, hey, you charge me, I'm going to shoot you.
What was the escalation? What was the argument? What was this all about? I mean,
it was about two soda bottles, Nige.
It's Food Mart.
2 soda bottles. So the suspect was upset that somebody was taking too long in line. He goes up there with his 2 Faygo soda bottles, puts them on the counter. These guys start getting into a beef, and now you've got a brother involved, and next thing you know, shots are fired.
And 2 people are dead.
Correct. And one guy's going to miss 25 years of his life.
And another 2 people are going to miss the rest of their lives.
Yes. So, again, I'm in no position to defend this deputy prosecutor because he's anti-police. It's the Ryan Mears prosecution office. But in this case, I don't know. It does kind of sound like a little self-defense.
It's indicative of the way that things are being handled when it comes to confrontations in these sorts of situations.
Right.
Soda bottles and taking too long and hiding weapons, and all of a sudden you're pulling out weapons and firing, and you're approaching people aggressively. You're in a food mart. I haven't even seen the camera. I don't know the context, but it sounds just needless and desperate and ridiculous and hopeless. And this kind of thing, These kinds of things keep happening over and over and over again.
Right.
These situations, I'm saying.
Nobody just fights anymore. Like, isn't that what the dad in Friday, wasn't that his message to his son Craig in the movie? Just fight.
Okay, fine. But you don't even need to fight. What do you need to use your fist for? I understand that you put it in the context of they were taking too long and there were some soda bottles, but I mean, why even fight? It's needless and it's depressing.
It's true. But if you've got that level of animosity and anger issues, you'll live to fight another day.
Sure.
These two people ain't living another day. They were killed that day inside that gas station. And I'm wondering if this guy didn't, run away and flee the scene, and he legitimately cooperated with the police and said, this was self-defense. I told them, if you charge me and I feel like my life is in danger, I'm going to shoot you. They said they didn't have guns, but I saw that they did. And of course, when the bodies were looked at by the police, they did have their guns in their pants. So, yeah, this one's a little tricky here. When we get Guy Relford in here on Monday, for Monday Gun Day, I want to get his opinion on stories like this here. Miss Allison, we haven't done one of these in a while. How about a damn nature you scary?
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Do you suppose we'll meet any wild animals?
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs. Have some fun.
The dingo ate your baby.
And now Hammer and Nigel proudly presents.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Lions.
And tigers. And bears.
Oh, my.
Jeff Foxworthy had a great joke. Told him about this the other day. If you're too drunk to fish, you might be a redneck.
Right.
Fishing is supposed to be a relaxing day out on the water. Maybe it's, the family. Maybe it's you and your buddies. Maybe you're having some beers. It's supposed to be a relaxing time out. But not this guy. He was fishing from a kayak in New Zealand when a great white shark started stalking him.
Great white shark. I'm out of here. There's a huge great white behind me. He's going at my rudder. He's still following me. He's got a distance, but he could swim up on me at any moment.
And it's not like this poor bastard was in some sort of rickety fishing vessel like in Jaws in the 70s. He's in a kayak, for God's sake. And he was fishing, but you see the great white shark, the fins, they're going after this guy. And
isn't that pretty deep water to be kayaking? Like, do people kayak in the middle of the ocean where there are sharks?
It doesn't look like he's in the middle of the ocean. I mean, he's in northern New Zealand, and there's a shoreline and mountains. No, it's not like he's in the middle of the Atlantic. And if you remember in Jaws, those great white sharks, or that shark got pretty damn close to the shoreline.
That's true. But I will say this. I would much rather have the mayor from Jaws than Joe Hogsett. If given my options, give me the beaches are open and everybody's having a wonderful time over I will go full footloose, shut down your business, and going missing during the riots.
Okay, I'll take it.
Mayor of Jaws, greater than Joe Hogsett. Matt Bear.
All right, looking at a crash. It's on the exit from westbound 72, northbound 65 in the north split. It has created a mess here. The left lane of the exit ramp is blocked with traffic exiting to northbound 65 backed up to Emerson Avenue. Inbound 65 stop and go 29th to Meridian Penn on a 7-minute delay there. Eastbound 70 dragging from Belmont into the south split, but no delay at the moment. That looks pretty good. Eastbound 465 on the north side jammed up from Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road, and northbound 465 on the northwest side stop and go from 86th Street up to 865. Crash Capitol Avenue south of 38th. Crash Central Avenue at East 46th. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Get matched to your perfect bed now and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, they'll match it. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up here in just about 15 minutes, Rob Kendall. He's going to go off the rails on these mealy-mouthed, wishy-washy Republicans that are screwing you on your property taxes. That's coming up, but up first, a fun round of Are You Okay With This? It's 25 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-210-8808. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
Let's talk about getting back to your best. Lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido? It could be signs of low testosterone. Know your T levels. Get tested. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. The true experts are at Low T Center, and everyone's different. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Get personalized treatment at Low T Center. For current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment today. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Planning to propose this Valentine's Day? Shane Company has your back. Our easy process to create your dream engagement ring is rock solid. 1, pick your ring setting. 2, choose your center stone. 3, personalize it. With our wide selection of beautiful settings and hand-picked diamonds and gemstones, all at competitive prices, your ring will be as unique as your love story. We'll hand-set your ring in our jeweler's workshop right here in our store and protect it with our free lifetime warranty. Walk in with a dream, walk out with the ring that will take their breath away. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Boy, Downy in the rinse straight. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Nobody likes a cold shower. LD Smith has hot deals on water heaters. Save up to $300 on a new water heater install.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Are you okay?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah! Alabama lawmakers, Hammer. Alabama slammer? The lawmakers in Alabama want to make NIL earnings from college athletes exempt from income taxes to create a recruiting advantage. Are you okay with this? Maybe you explain what NIL is real quick, and just, are you okay with these people being exempt from income taxes?
So NIL is name, image, likeness.
Sure.
It's kind of a loophole that the NCAA came up with that allows college athletes who are, quote, not paid to earn some income. So if you're a college athlete, you could sign some sort of endorsement deal and capitalize and make money. Now, what's happened is that these big, massive schools have organized big, massive NIL departments where donors are giving them tons of money, and they're basically just buying players. Well, last time I checked, sports were important in the state of Alabama. Alabama Crimson Tide football, War Eagle, Auburn Tiger football. Listen, SEC, it just matters more, right? Isn't that what the commercial says? So they want to come up with a plan where all of these players that get NIL money don't have to pay taxes on it, and they want to use that as a recruiting tool. So in essence, I could be like, hey, Nigel, you're a pretty good high school quarterback. Now, you could go play at Tennessee and make money, but you're going to pay taxes. Come down here to Sweet Home Alabama, put on the Crimson Tide jersey. You're not paying any taxes on that NIL. Some lawmaker is pushing this through. Now, we don't know if it's going to pass, but it's on the table right now.
So are you okay with this?
Yes, I am all right with this.
Wow.
If you're somebody that's okay with Donald Trump telling these waitresses and blackjack dealers in Nevada, no tax on tips, no tax on tips, this is the same thing here, right? So take a school like Alabama, and I'm going to use them as the example here. Like, the head football coach is probably the highest paid employee in the state. Okay? So if you want to protect your interests, then I think you do everything you can to build that football program up. The other programs at Alabama survive when the football team's doing well. Even though the basketball team's really good this year, nobody cares. It's a football factory, right? So I'm all right with this. And you know how they're going to spin it? The universities, whether it's Auburn, whether it's Alabama, whoever, they're going to say, well, see, now the folks that are not the major athletes will get more money. The swimmers, the track and field players, the women's basketball team, you know, they're going to really see the benefits here.
But you're still picking tax winners and losers, right? Joe Sixpack working at the Dollar General warehouse.
Yeah.
Paying income taxes, but the $2 million Alabama quarterback isn't paying.
Who's bringing more money to the state, Nige? I love Joe Sixpack. We kind of fall in that category. You know, we're hardworking dudes. We show up every day. We put in 8 hours. We bust our ass. We're not putting up sheetrock. You know, we're not on a roof or anything like that. But think about all the revenue that the state of Alabama generates when those stadiums are packed.
But just do it for everybody. Like, I lived in Texas. There was no state income tax for 2 years. I lived there. It was wonderful. Now a $15 fifth of Jim Beam in Texas would cost $26 or $25. They get their money either way, but I just, okay, they do it for businesses and things like that, universities, but picking and choosing individual winners and losers, I don't know. There's something I have to dig deeper into.
It makes the state more attractive to somebody that's going to be living there for at least a couple of years.
Of course it does.
You know, you get this recruit to come in, he spends more money at the grocery store, spends more money, maybe he buys a car. Okay, Alabama's going to give him a car, but you get the idea.
You want to pick your adventure here with this last one?
Oh, let's do the Domino's perfume for Valentine's Day.
So in the United Kingdom, Domino's has launched a pepperoni-inspired... This sounds so stupid. Domino's Pizza launched a pepperoni-inspired perfume for Valentine's Day.
Yes, sir!
It's called Eau de Passion. Here's the commercial.
Eau de Passion, the new scent from Domino's. True passion in one bottle for this Valentine's Day. You smell that? That's not bad, that. Starving I am. Eau de Passion captures the warmth of freshly baked dough with a hint of pepperoni. And I'll tell you what, it's not bad either. Head over to Domino'sPassion.com to be in with a chance of smelling like a legend. Eau de Passion. Use our mad Domino's.
You down with Eau de Passion?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've taken home floozies that have smelled way worse than an awesome pepperoni pizza. Like, maybe that would have made things better. Like, the two things that I love, a late night with a floozy and pizza. And now you're telling me I can combine all of those things together? Let's go!
Come on.
All right, real quick. I just posted this on our Facebook and Twitter. We're getting some information about a school shooting that was thwarted in Mooresville High School. This was somebody that had scheduled or planned to do a school shooting tomorrow, but great work by the FBI, local authorities. I've got the press release up at Hammer and Nigel, Facebook and Twitter. Check that out. We often rip on the FBI when, they don't follow up on some of these tips. Somebody did here, and it looks like they saved a lot of lives. So hats off to everybody. Coming up next, Rob Kendall. Right now, Harrison Silcox has the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He's making sure they follow Indiana law. Cloudy 25 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar is clear. Low of 12 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:30. IMPD and IPS cannot ignore federal immigration policies, says Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita.
From what the police chief was saying, from what this IPS school system has been doing lately, it doesn't sound like they're upholding Indiana law. So I wrote them a letter and said, hey, show me how this is compliant with Indiana law, side of the law. And if they can't, if we don't come to an agreement, then we're going to be in court.
Talking with WIBC's Hammer and Nigel. This is all in response to some recent statements from both organizations about how it's not their job to enforce federal immigration laws. RFK Jr. was sworn in today as the new Secretary of Health and Human Services.
I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
on
which I am about to enter. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
And not everyone voted for RFK Jr., which includes every Senate Democrat. They were concerned about his ability to lead the department and some past statements that he's made against vaccines. President Donald Trump signed an executive order today to increase tariffs in a way to better reflect the rates at which other nations tax imported goods. He's hoping it encourages more of those goods to be produced here in the U.S.
If you build your product in the United States, there are no tariffs, nothing. You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't exist. A lot of companies will come back to the United States to build their product, make their product in the United States.
IU business professor Dr. Andres Housekrecht doesn't agree with that logic.
Because what we all anticipate is that the current tariffs will increase prices and make it basically impossible for the Fed to decrease interest rates.
He tells Wish TV the tariffs could really put the Fed in a bad spot when it comes to lowering those interest rates. With traffic at 5:31, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, crash push to the left shoulder in the north split. This is going from westbound 70 on the flyover ramp to northbound 65. And right now, just the left shoulder is blocked. If you're trying to exit to northbound 65 from westbound 70, you will be slow back to Sherman Drive. Eastbound 465 jammed after Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. This is a crash downtown Illinois at 10th. Crash Capitol Avenue south of 38th Street. South side eastbound 465 stop and go before I-65 over to Emerson, and eastbound 70 struggling to get into the south split from west. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Thursday evening, skies will start clearing out, and that's going to cool us down here in Indy. Will likely drop to about 10 degrees. Could be even colder outside. And, of course, wind chills could be near zero in some northern locations. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And now, Hammer and Nigel go off the rails with Rob Kendall.
Noise pollution.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. Also joining us live in studio, Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. Here to go off the rails. Rob, how are you?
Should be a humdinger of a segment here. Thanks, as always, to Garage Doors of Indianapolis.
Biggest news of the week in your mind. The number one story. I know you guys talking about it on your show. Property taxes, but within the realm, the genre of the property tax bill, SB 1. What is the biggest story?
Well, it's how these lawmakers, these 10 Republicans, essentially stabbed the governor in the back, and more importantly than that, stabbed the millions of taxpayers of the state in the back. Look, there was no argument against this bill. You got the mayor of Carmel who testified on the bill, admitting on Twitter, yeah, there won't be any public safety cuts. I mean, of course, she waited until after they'd gutted the bill to say that.
Right.
But she's admitted there will be no public safety cuts. These people sided with the local governments over you. They've done it time and time and again. And now the onus is really going to be on Braun to try to get everybody kind of back in position.
So when you've pointed out that it's okay to cut some things out of government, what's been the feedback you've received? Because I know some people have sent us messages going, hey, we're a small school corporation. Please don't lump us in with everybody else. But we really can't afford to have anything's cut. Do you buy that argument?
Well, any quote-unquote small school corporation isn't seeing the property tax increases like you have seen here in central Indiana. See, this argument always goes away because the reset, if your property hasn't gone up that much, then you're not seeing that much of a reset. That's why it's such a good bill.
To which I wrote this person back. I'm like, I'm sorry this is happening. I wish you had more money. But if your business model is dependent on damn near record taxation, it's a bad business model.
Yeah, and I'm done caring about the government. I'm done caring about the schools. I'm done caring about the counties. I'm done caring about the towns or the cities. It's waste upon waste upon waste upon waste. And look, I'm sorry if you're a community that's doing everything right. Hey, you still might have to cut a percentage or two. I mean, we're not talking about doomsday into the world type of stuff. And, you know, when the thing comes out like we hit on today with this guy, Scott Baldwin, who is the senator from Hamilton County, who runs this Envoy company's project management business, where they're making huge money off building projects for schools and for governments. And he's voting on this. The company he runs is making money off these local governments.
He's got financial skin in the game here.
And then he votes to screw over millions of taxpayers in favor of local. These are the people we're dealing with.
And this was also the guy that responded to one of our listeners just in the most weasel, mealy-mouthed, smart-ass type of way.
Yeah, he tried to say that, like, I mean, come on. I don't know how the tax system works.
That's what he said to one of our listeners, who I'm not going to name, but they sent me the screenshot of their conversation.
He said you, Rob Kendall, didn't know.
Right.
Tax-cutting machine, Rob Kendall.
I was an elected official for 4 years. We cut property taxes every single year. We did the largest voluntary municipal property tax rate reduction in the history of the state. We got 18.5% property taxes over 4 years. I literally did the thing I'm asking you to do.
But you don't know anything about taxes.
I mean, I defeated 2 referendums, then helped one case helped the school district that the referendum we defeated do all the project with no tax. Nobody knows property taxes better than me. And this guy is so insulting. Look, I don't care if he's insulting to me. I'm a big boy. I got a form to fight back. But this letter to this constituent is just so condescending.
Back to the bill for just a second. What is the most egregious part of the gutting of SB 1?
Well, that they took away the reset. Look, the Braun reset is saying to you, you're getting screwed over something that was not your fault. You shouldn't be punished that some guy down the street cashed out, that banked out big time at your expense. And that's the way we do property taxes in the state. The property Hammer, we got into this the other day. The property taxes in this state are literally the thing that we called Kamala Harris a communist, a socialist, Marxist, which is an unrealized capital gain, which is the guy down the street from you. You've lived in your house for years. You've lived in your house for years. My dad's lived in his house 38 years. The guy down the street sells their home, makes a bunch of money, and you get punished with higher taxes. That doesn't make any sense to anyone, and people have been crushed by that over the past 4 years because of rising home prices. We've punished stable members of the community.
And the biggest, I think, issue for the Indiana election this past November was property taxes. So many Republicans hitched their wagon to it. Governor Braun, this was his big deal. This is why this was SB 1, Senate Bill number 1, the most important thing. And then you've got these group of, air quotes, Republicans that decided, yeah, you know what? People like us, everybody in this room right now, you get nothing.
Yeah, and one of the nice things that I've been very impressed about, first of all, they did us a huge favor by gutting it early. They could have waited until the last second before session ended, done it, and then you got no recourse. But by doing it early, it's given us a chance to have our listeners storm back with force, which they have. And I think with Trump and the things Trump is doing, it's making people pay attention on the local level, too. I've been super impressed by the response from our listeners to these lawmakers about how pissed off they are.
And it works, too, right? Getting a hold of a lawmaker, emailing a lawmaker, leaving voicemails for lawmakers. I always used to hear that and think, do they really pay attention? No, they do pay attention, right?
All they care about is getting reelected. No, that's it. And if they believe that you're mad enough that you'll do something about it, then they're likely to act. I mean, look, Braun's got to take control of this situation, though, because they flip the middle finger to him. He's got to step up now and have a DeSantis moment where he goes out there in front of the cameras and starts berating these guys. And the people are behind you, Governor Braun.
Right.
You've got to step up and use that wind at your back to get this, because Mike is doing it. That's the crazy thing. Mike is doing the thing. He was on with you guys.
Came on our show.
He was great. He's really outshining Braun right now.
So what do you think is a bigger issue right now? The fact that these Republicans screwed us over, or are they upset they got caught?
Oh, they're upset they got caught. They're not mad that they screwed you over. That's why they did the screwing. I mean, they've
done it for years.
Yeah,
right?
well, right. I mean, but the thing is, it's so different now because number one, we have a guy in the governor's office in Braun who has led with this. Now, has he done it the way I would have done it? No, and I think that's why he got screwed in that committee.
But see, that's what people are pissed off about. This was a fair bill. Was it as deep as maybe we wanted it? No, it was a good compromise. Everybody, for the most part, got a little something out of this, and it still wasn't good enough for these weasels.
Yeah, and I'll argue that nobody knows this bill, at least outside of the State House, better than me. I helped write part of it. I mean, when they put the initial bill out and they had some problems with it, I spent hours on the phone with them. They finally agreed what you're saying is correct, and they changed the bill. It's as fair a bill as you could possibly have. I mean, all we're talking about, let's just reset for everybody what we're talking about here. Commercial, which is the majority of payer of property tax in communities, gets nothing out of this. Like, they're still paying the full freight. Rentals, which are the second highest payer because they pay 2%, they get nothing out of this. New construction from 21 on gets nothing out of this. You're talking about homes that were eligible for homestead credits from 2021 and before are all that are getting help with this bill. And they wouldn't even give us that. That's how much they hate us. They wouldn't even give us that.
Would love my property taxes to go back to 2021 levels. I would love to see that.
It's a slam dunk. It's a great compromise for the people like me who want to get out of property taxes. It's not that, but it does help a lot of people.
So why did they vote it down? Has anybody had the cojones to reach out to you, reach out to your program? Because let's be honest, you've been the face of this whole property tax movement. Has anybody reached out to your show?
Well, this is what's so frustrating because like Spanglish was on with you guys yesterday, and apparently he's friends with all these people because they keep being Billy Badass in text messages with him and bad-mouthing me, and he always is like, go on Rob's show and tell him. And what happens? They ghost him. They won't respond to it. There is no defense of this. There is no, and they know. They know if they were to come in, it would be like Thunderdome. Like, I mean, we would destroy them because there's no defense for what they did.
And that doesn't mean you'd be a complete lunatic. Like, we had Jesse Brown come on our show, like the crazy socialist guy on the council. It wasn't like we were sitting there like Lord of the Flies. We acted like adults. Yeah. We talked to him about what happened. It's the same thing with you. Like, it's not going to be this crazy off the rails, ripping off your shirt like Hulk Hogan type of moment. Just come into your audience and explain why you did the thing.
The problem is, though, they can't bullcrap with me. I wrote budgets. I lowered taxes.
No. That Baldwin guy said you didn't know anything about budgets and tax cutting or anything. I'm sorry. I'm going to defer to the Senator Baldwin guy. I'm sorry.
Look, my thing is they're all welcome. The best thing they could do. The best thing they could do is just come in and have the conversation, but it's all going to fall apart. The Braun bill worked. They still have a chance to fix it. We had J.D. Prescott on today, who's in House Ways and Means. He said, we're going to try to fix it on the House side, hopefully over there. It's a good bill. But here's what Braun's got to do. If I were Braun, this is what I would do. I would come out and I would hold a press conference and I would start naming names of these people. But then I would also say, look, here's how this is going to go. Either my bill passes with the reset, because there's some changes they made that are actually okay in terms of controlling growth going forward. But it doesn't matter if you don't reset the rates. Like, oh, you're just not getting screwed as much as you got screwed before. That doesn't do anything for everybody. He needs to say, you need to reset those rates. If you don't reset the rates, I will veto the bill. and then I will immediately call a special session, which the governor can call a special session, and we're not leaving until those rates get reset. So you can do it now, or you can do it in June. Either way, the rates are getting reset. Braun has a lot of arrows in his quiver if he chooses to use them.
That threshold, though, of the veto, though, right? In terms of going back and overriding.
Sure, but then dare them. Say, I'm calling a special session. I dare you guys to just sit. What are they going to do? I want one thing. I want these rates reset. They're either going to do it or not. I'll just keep calling sessions. It's like the Michael Scott Paper Company. I'll form another one, and another one, and another one.
And then you'll find out who in the Indiana State House, tries to override the veto because they're working against you then.
Yeah, and there is no argument against. We got in 2 days on just Twitter and the radio show, the mayor of Carmel to admit, I'm not cutting any public safety.
Now, hold on. Didn't she testify previously when she didn't think anybody would hear or find out that the police department might go away in Carmel, of all places?
I think a reasonable person would hear what she said and draw the conclusion that the public safety area could be under some sort of duress if the plan were to succeed. Of course, she doesn't also tell you that some guy in the fire department's making $271,000, but that's beside the point.
And then there's the school admins. Come back for one more break, Rob.
Let's do it.
Going off the rails with Rob Kendall. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Did you know the Social Security Trust Fund could be running out of money in less than a decade? And according to the financial publication Barron's, if you're an average couple and you're filing for Social Security, you could lose up to $16,500 every year in that income if you don't file for it the right way. That's why it's critical to have the right strategy when you file for Social Security.
Bill Demery, my retirement guy, Nigel's retirement guy. He should be your retirement guy. Based in Indy, he breaks things down in a way you can understand. So if the whole concept of filing for Social Security seems like a lot, and it is, it's important to have somebody that can break it all down for you. Set up your free analysis by calling Bill Demery right now. 317-648-5120. If you have not yet filed for Social Security, 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center. Our multidisciplinary care team will guide you every step along the way.
It was very overwhelming at first, but I found this whole community of people who are understanding and just very supportive. So I have a lot of thankfulness and gratefulness for who I am through this and after this.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Shop the President's Day sale at Grand Appliance for unbeatable deals and appliance expertise you won't find anywhere else. Visit grandappliance.com or a store near you today.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
She said, what do you know?
Listen to Hammer and Nigel Monday through Friday this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Jeff Foxworthy February 21st at the Fishers Event Center.
I know you need to pray for Tom. I just got
more info online at WIBC.com.
Matt Baer has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer crash on the south side, eastbound 465 at I-65. In the middle of the interstate, center lane block, traffic stop and go about 3/4 of a mile. It's a 5-minute delay. Looking at westbound 70 to North Split, that's a crash. Yeah, on the left shoulder, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Sherman Drive, and traffic is slow, mostly for people exiting to northbound 65. Crash downtown Illinois 10th. Crash Capitol Avenue south of 38th Street. North side eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic. Westfield Boulevard over to I-69. Just a 3-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
25 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back with Rob Kendall of the #1 rated Kendall and Casey show, the man behind the property tax movement here in the state of Indiana. And again, I think naming the names of these people and telling our listeners how to reach out to these people has been very beneficial, because a lot of people have no idea who their rep is. But if you just tell them, go to Google, type in, who is my Indiana senator? It will bring up that link of who's my legislator. You fill out your address, bada bing, bada boom. Now you can contact these people.
Yeah, and send me your correspondence with these people. If they write back to you, they're one of the rare ones that write back. Rob at WIBC.com. Send it to you guys. And, like today was a great day. We exposed this guy, Scott Baldwin, who's a Hamilton County senator, who is running this envoy company, who they are making huge money off building management contracts, building schools or building government buildings. He voted to screw you.
The people who are totally against property tax relief because they feel like it might affect their bottom line, they've got this dude in their pocket.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you look at this and go, even if you're following the letter of the law and they've written the law where this guy's allowed to vote, ethically, if you have any sort of decency, you're not looking at this, raising your hand going, man, I got a huge kind of conflict here, I'm going to step out of the room. No, the guy's right in the thick of it. And somebody was sent us an article from the report, I think the reporter's the name of the paper there in Hamilton County, from 2021, that people have been raising a stink about this for years on this guy.
And his supporters will say, well, he served our country. Okay, I appreciate your service to our country the same way I appreciated John McCain's and Todd Young's, but that doesn't make you a good politician, because all those guys suck too.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a free pass, for the rest of your life because you served your country. But that's the point. We're getting all this stuff out in the open now about what's going on out there. That's why they're responding the way they're responding. And notice, okay, don't go on my show. Go on your show. You guys have all these politicians. You had the socialist guy on. It was great radio. You were very fair. Go on one of these shows, your show, our show, whatever show, and explain why you did this. Tell us why taking away property tax relief from millions of people is the best thing for society.
20 seconds left. Tony Katz still mad you're doing nicknames, Rob?
He got very, what do they call that? Is it vague booking? He was very passive aggressive about me, the spending Sue Finkum thing. And it's like, she's got a budget of $235 million. What's she doing? She's spending the money. She's spending Sue Finkum. I don't know why I'm the bad guy for pointing that out.
We're all one big happy family here.
And why aren't you feuding with Destiny Wells? She's feuding with everybody else around here.
I tried. She won't do it. I think she knows it always ends
when
badly.
I go sit down on the can, it's one of my favorite things to do is to see who's feuding with Rob.
I've done my best to nicknames, all the stuff. She's done that before, and it ends very poorly for her. So I think she's just sticking to Tony these days.
Special thanks to
Garage Doors of Indianapolis. You guys are the best.
He's off the rails. That's Rob Kendall. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Thousands of Hoosier veterans are struggling with homelessness, unemployment, and other urgent needs. With your help, Veteran Support Network provides housing, job training, food, and emergency assistance. And every dollar stays in Indiana. Veteran Support Network, in partnership with Dreisky Moving and Storage in Westfield, working together to support local veterans. Go to veteransupportnetwork.org to help with rent, utilities, auto repairs, home repairs, and more. Stand with Indiana veterans. Donate now at veteransupportnetwork.org.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. No interest financing for 3 years, that's 36 months. Schedule your free in-home estimate today.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.